Chapter 718. Ning Ruolin suddenly stopped and subconsciously looked around before murmuring, "My big brother is calling me." If Helian Dai hadn't also heard the call, she would have suspected that Ning Ruolin was so nervous that she was hallucinating. "Is it really your big brother calling you?" Helian Dai asked with a trembling voice. She had heard Ning Ruolin talk about her big brother more than once. "Ruolin." Ning Qing called out again. He had already reached the life and death realm. In terms of strength, he didn't fear even eternal-level experts. But now that he saw Ruolin, every step he took felt extremely heavy. It was the kind of heavy burden that came from worrying about the deepest parts of the world, and then suddenly seeing her again. "Big brother, it's really you." Ning Ruolin cried and rushed towards Ning Qing. She had forgotten that she had already passed the age of crying. Living in this strange place, that kind of oppression, that kind of loneliness, that kind of suffering, made her hide everything. Seeing her big brother Ning Qing today, she couldn't bear it anymore. Next time, she would never be so capricious and go out alone to find her big brother. Ning Qing reached out and hugged Ning Ruolin, who had just rushed over, with a sour look in his eyes. He could feel the hardships Ruolin had gone through over the years. It was definitely the real hardships. When he left, Ruolin's resources were enough for her to cultivate to the crucible transformation realm, or even the plundering life realm. With Ruolin's qualifications, she was still lingering in the celestial novice realm. How could one describe the hardships? Ning Ruolin hugged Ning Qing tightly. She felt afraid that if she let go, her big brother would disappear again. Even so, she still felt that it was a little unreal, as if she was hallucinating. "Are you big brother Ning Qing?" Seeing the reunion of brother and sister, Helian Dai felt her nose turn sour. Within the boundless starry sky, how difficult would it be for two cultivators from a low-level interface to reunite? Ning Qing patted Ning Ruolin's shoulder and nodded to Helian Dai. "Yes, I'm Ning Qing. You should be Sister Helian Dai, right? Thank you and your grandfather for taking care of Ruolin all these years." "You know about it?" Helian Dai looked at Ning Qing in surprise. "Well, I asked about it before coming in to find you." Ning Qing gently caressed Ning Ruolin's hair. Even if Ruolin grew older, in his eyes, she was still his little sister who needed his care. Ning Ruolin looked up and spoke with tears all over her face. "Big brother, am I dreaming, am I?" "No. From now on you will be together with this big brother. No one will ever bully you again." Ning Qing wiped the tears from Ning Ruolin's face with his hands. "Well, let's go to the Orchid Burrow Celestial River in the future. I heard from others that the Orchid Burrow Celestial River has many mystic realms, and the starry sky essence chi there is much denser than here." As Ning Ruolin spoke until here, she seemed to have thought of something and suddenly took out 2 pitch-black medicinal pills from her ring, and put them in Ning Qing's hands. She then showed a smile and spoke, "Big brother, these are the perpetual moon pills I obtained from the ancient Shadow Temple. There are 83 of them. You can use them for cultivation. When your cultivation is high enough, no one will bully us anymore." 83 perpetual moon pills. For ordinary celestial novice cultivators, it was a wealth that they could never buy in their lifetime. Ning Qing looked at Ruolin's smiling face, and then at the 83 perpetual moon pills in his hands. His nose turned sour. He had never seen such ugly perpetual moon pills before. He had never seen such dark perpetual moon pills before. He had more than 1 billion perpetual moon pills in his ring, each of which contained rich starry sky essence chi. Moreover, they were many times purer than these perpetual moon pills. Even if he gave them to others, it would not be just these. Moreover, some of these 83 perpetual moon pills still had some sludge on them, which showed where these perpetual moon pills came from. "I'm sorry, Ruolin." Ning Qing suddenly felt as if something was blocking his heart. In this starry sky world, where human emotions ran cold, what did these 83 muddy perpetual moon pills mean to his little sister? They must be the most precious thing on her. Yet she took them all out the moment she saw him. Why? Because he was Ruolin's big brother. It was a familial love that could not be erased no matter how much time and space passed. Looking at Ruolin's ring, which he had given to her in the past, Ning Qing understood Ruolin's difficulties. Ning Qing took out a jade box and put the 83 dark perpetual moon pills into the jade box. Holding back the sourness in his eyes, he spoke, "Ruolin, These are the best medicinal pills I've ever obtained. I will definitely keep them. Big brother, don't keep them. After we go out, you should find a place to cultivate and use up these perpetual moon pills. Ning Ruolin quickly spoke up. She could not calm down when she saw her big brother's excitement. It was as if she could not wait for her big brother to advance to the eternal realm. Big brother Ningcheng, I also have 60 perpetual moon pills here. I'll also give them to you. Helian Dai held out a handful of similarly dark medicinal pills with both hands. Ningcheng looked at Helian Dai in a daze. He finally understood why his little sister stayed here with Helian Dai. This girl did not have the scheming nature of starry sky cultivators. Instead, her thoughts were written all over her face. She really wanted these medicinal pills to help Ruolin's big brother and protect them. Big brother Ningcheng, why don't you want my medicinal pills? Seeing Ningcheng looking at her and not taking the medicinal pills, Helian Dai's face turned a little red. Ningcheng quickly took out another jade box and put Helian Dai's perpetual moon pills into the jade box before speaking. Little sister Dai, you and Ruolin will be my little sister from now on. No one will ever bully you again. Even if she knew that Ningcheng was just trying to comfort her, Helian Dai still spoke up with excitement. Thank you, big brother Ningcheng. Ning Ruolin finally came out of Ningcheng's arms, but still held onto Ningcheng's hand. She had been separated from her big brother for too long. She did not want to taste this feeling of loss again. In this world, she only had one relative, and that was her big brother. Even if she had to lose her life, she did not want anything to happen to her big brother. Ruolin, little Dai, let's go out. We'll come back to the ancient shadow temple later. Ningcheng spoke up in a soft voice. The moment he saw Ruolin, he had already made up his mind to settle in Second Revenant Star. Second Revenant Star would become his planet. As for Ji Clan, since they dared to rob Ruolin's restaurant, then they shouldn't blame him for forcibly occupying Second Revenant Star. If Ji Yangyao made him unhappy, he would even take the name Descendant Celestial River. Did the Celestial River King have to be appointed by the Inheritance or Striking Order Heavenly Emperor? Then let's start with me, Ningcheng, and find someone who doesn't inherit. The Ji family must be blind to provoke his sister Ruolin. Big brother. Ning Ruolin hesitated before speaking. I threw away Grey Toot Toot. In fact, Ningcheng knew that Grey Toot Toot was not together with Ning Ruolin. He also did not see any spiritual beast bag on Ruolin. However, he did not ask about Grey Toot Toot, since the spiritual beast bag was not with Ruolan. Then Grey Toot Toot was definitely not here. To him, it was fine as long as Ruolin was fine. As long as you are all right, it's fine. Was Grey Toot Toot taken away by someone else? Ningcheng softly comforted her. He understood Ruolan very well. If he was not by Ruolan's side, then Grey Toot Toot, which he had left behind for Ruolan, would definitely be pampered by Ruolan as if it was her life. With Grey Toot Toot's temperament, he would definitely not take the initiative to leave Ruolan. Now that Grey Toot Toot was not here, there was only one possibility. It was snatched away by someone else. No. Ning Ruolin shook her head. Grey Toot Toot saw that I didn't have enough cultivation resources, so it took the initiative to go out and look for cultivation resources. In the first few times, it often found some good things. But once, Grey Toot Toot and I went to a barren mountain to look for some starry sky spiritual grasses. Grey Toot Toot went missing there. Later, I went to look for it many times, but I couldn't find it. Grey Toot Toot never came back. After saying that, Ning Ruolin lowered her head and spoke in a low tone. Ningcheng patted Ruolin's shoulder. Don't worry about it. After we settle down in Covered Snow City, I'll accompany you to look for it. Big brother Ningcheng, we can't live in Covered Snow City right now. The land there is much more expensive than in Descendant City. Helian Dai quickly spoke up from the side. Ningcheng smiled. Covered Snow City's land price will soon drop. Outside the ancient Shadow Temple, at the entrance of Chung Ruolin Materials, 2 men and 1 woman looked at the bull in front of them with a strange expression. They had come here to look for Ning Ruolin, but this bull had repeatedly questioned them. Among the 3 of you, one is called Zhang Qian, one is called Li Lingfan, and the other is called Luo Zian. Did I hear it wrong? What evidence do you have? Chasing Bull even took out a wooden stool and sat down looking very funny. Li Lingfan felt speechless. Why did one need to have evidence for their names? He cupped his fists again and said, Senior Spirit Beast did not hear it wrong. The three of us are friends with Ning Ruolin, and come from the same place. This time, we came here to look for Ruolin. Ning Ruolin, I know. Don't tell me that the three of you don't have a place to stay and saw that my shop is in a good location. So, you came here because you know Ning Ruolin, right? Chasing Bull thought that it had seen through the trio's tricks and spoke with an affirmative tone. Li Lingfan and the other two suddenly froze. If they said no, then the three of them truly had no place to go. That's why they came here. But if they said yes, then they had never thought of looking for Ning Ruolin. The location of your shop is indeed good. But this king came here today to ask for your position. A cold voice arrived, and a man with a royal headband landed outside Chung Ruolin's material. A powerful imposing aura rushed over, and Chasing Bull immediately stood up. It couldn't bear such a powerful aura. Who are you? Do you want to make life difficult for this old bull? Orchid Burrow Celestial River King. Lu Yu, who stood behind Chasing Bull, suddenly trembled. She was too familiar with this man in front of her. With a big nose and small eyes, who else could it be but Orchid Burrow King's Lan Yanlang? Orchid Burrow Celestial River King stared at Lu Yu and laughed. You sisters are very good. Very good. You can even play a Celestial River King like me in the palm of your hands. Admirable. Do you like wild men so much? I will find thousands of men to serve you. Haha, brother Orchid Burrow, long time no see. You came to my named descendant Celestial River this time, but you didn't even drink a cup of wine. It's really not nice. Another laugh arrived, and a gray figure also landed in front of Chung Ruolin's material. Named descendant Celestial River King. Someone in the crowd whispered in surprise. The noisy cultivators in the surroundings suddenly turned silent. With two Celestial River Kings appearing at the same time, wouldn't it be equivalent to courting death? Li Lingfan and the other two broke out in cold sweat. Why did two Celestial River Kings suddenly appear? Moreover, did Orchid Burrow Celestial River King seem to have a conflict with the people inside Chung Ruolin's material? Chapter 719. So it's Brother Ji. I came here in a hurry. I had planned to visit Brother Ji afterwards, but I didn't expect to disturb Brother Ji. Please forgive me. Li Lan Yanlang stood up and spoke with cupped fists. However, his tone was not as enthusiastic as named descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao. Ji Yangyao did not seem to care about the tone of the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, and still spoke with a smile. In any case, since Brother Orchid Burrow is here, let me play the host. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King stared at Lu Yu with a cold gaze and spoke without any hesitation. I came here to find someone. I would have left as soon as I found that person. It's just that the person I'm looking for has protection, and this place is not bad, so I suddenly don't want to leave. I want to stay here and do some business. As a Celestial River King, he naturally was not an idiot. The fact that he knew that Lu Yu was here meant that someone had snitched on him. Now that he had come here, Ji Yangyao had followed him here. Most of the informants were Ji Yangyao. However, he was very puzzled. He had seen this place before, and there were no extraordinary people here. Why would Ji Yangyao drag him along? If he captured Lu Yu and sent her to the Orchid Burrow Celestial River, he might have felt even more grateful. Ji Yangyao laughed. These are all trivial matters. I had originally intended to invite Brother Li Lan. I found a really good place in the ancient Shadow Temple, but I'm not strong enough. Therefore, I'm going to find a few friends to go in with me. That's not a problem. Let's talk about it after I take this person away. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King raised his hand and punched towards the defensive array formation arranged by Ning Chung. Chasing Bull bore the brunt and spat out a blade light from its mouth. Boom. With a loud explosion, Chasing Bull's blade light shattered into nothingness under the imposing aura of the punch. A powerful backlash erupted, and Chasing Bull was sent flying. It crashed into the merchant house's Dharma treasure in the defensive formation. Lu Yu and Dong Li rushed over and helped Chasing Bull up. Ji Yangyao frowned as he looked at Chasing Bull and the defensive array that Orchid Burrow Celestial River King had cracked open. He had previously obtained news that an extremely powerful demonic bull had arrived in covered Snow City. This demonic bull had easily killed named River Chamber of Commerce's president Fuinghe. Since the demonic bull could easily kill Fuinghe, its strength was definitely not lower than Ji Yangyao's. It was precisely because of this that he roped in Lilan Yanlang to help. But that wasn't the case at all. Although Lilan Yanlang had advanced to the life and death realm, his true strength was still slightly inferior to him. How could he possibly injure this demonic bull with one punch? If not for the defensive array blocking it, this punch would have been able to kill the demon bull. However, this defensive array was not simple. The one who set up this defensive array was definitely a formidable array king. Hurry up and call master. After Chasing Bull got up, the first thing it said was to yell at Lu Yu, asking her to call Ning Cheng. Ah, senior. Lu Yu had just taken out the jade talisman when she saw Ning Cheng walking over with Ning Ruolin and Helian Dai. Chasing Bull also saw Ning Cheng and no longer cared about hiding within the defensive array formation. It immediately rushed out and shouted in a hoarse voice, "Master, you have to leave. Your bull almost died in this group of people's hands. A group of celestial river kings ganged up on me. In order to protect Cheng Ruolin's materials, I ended up seriously injured. Master, you have to avenge me." Chasing Bull spoke in a sad tone, with snot and tears flowing down its face. The people on the side felt speechless. A group of celestial river kings against you? Wasn't that a bit too exaggerated? You couldn't even take a punch from Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, and only managed to survive because of the defensive array. With such skill, was it worth a group of Celestial River Kings to beat you up? Besides, there wasn't a group of Celestial River Kings here, only Orchid Burrow King and named Descendant Celestial River King. Ningqing knew that Chasing Bull was talking nonsense. Therefore, he ignored Chasing Bull and looked at Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, and named Descendant Celestial River King. Only the two of them had life and death cultivation, and both were at the early stage of life and death. To be honest, this level of cultivation didn't put any pressure on him. Sect Master Ning Ruolin. Luo Xian was the first to call out in surprise. Sect Master. Zhang Qian also felt surprised. He didn't expect to meet Sect Master Ning here. In his heart, Ning Cheng was a god. Even Sect Master Rui Baishan couldn't compare to Sect Master Ning in his heart. Li Lingfan laughed. "Brother Ning, I didn't expect to see you here. I'll call you Sect Master Ning." Ning Cheng also saw the Luo Xian trio at the same time, and came over to greet them happily. Previously, he couldn't find any acquaintances along the way. But now, apart from his little sister, he saw 3 acquaintances at once. Zhang Qianzi and Lingfan, you wait with Ruolin on the side. I'll have a few words with these 2 big shots who injured my companion beast the moment they arrived. Ningqing smiled. Ning Ruolin then saw Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, and named Descendant Celestial River King. She didn't know Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, but she had met named Descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao once. Moreover, she knew several people behind Ji Yangyao. Second Revenant Stars Celestial Lord Ji Yoji and the scarlet-robed female cultivator, who slapped her. Big brother. After seeing these people, Ning Ruolin immediately hugged Ning Cheng's hand. You can't go up, they. At this moment, Ning Ruolin's eyes only had fear and panic. She couldn't find the right words to describe the fear in her heart at this time. If she were alone, it would have been fine. But her big brother was still here, and she had implicated her big brother. What should she do? What should she do? At this moment, she completely lost her mind. She couldn't understand why Ji Clan's people still came here to stop them even though she had already given up the restaurant. Even named Descendant Celestial River King had come. Helian Dai also quickly came up and pulled Ningqing back. Big brother Ningqing, you can't go up. Let's apologize and leave. But then she understood. What was the use of not going up? In front of a Celestial River King, even if they were separated by tens of thousands of miles, they could still catch up and kill you at any time, let alone right in front of them. Apologize for what? Why should we apologize? Although Chasing Bull was injured just now that Ningqing had returned, it once again felt proud of itself. Apologize for what? Helian Dai also felt at a loss. She didn't know what to apologize for. Ning Cheng saw the fear in Helian Dai and Ning Ruolan's eyes and immediately frowned. He looked at Helian Dai and asked, "Little sister Dai, why were you so afraid just now?" Helian Dai even spoke with a sobbing tone. Big sister Ruolan was almost killed, and she came again. When Ning Cheng heard this, his murderous intent immediately gushed out. Helian Dai, who stood beside him, subconsciously shuddered. Ning Cheng quickly suppressed his murderous intent and asked in a deep voice, "What's going on? Tell me." "That red-robed one. She came again. The last time she slapped Big Sister Ruolan, she almost killed Big Sister Ruolan." Before Helian Dai could finish her words, Ning Cheng had already disappeared. Even named Descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao couldn't stop Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng raised his hand and grabbed the red-robed female cultivator. "Put down Honglu." Ji Yangyao roared in anger, and his domain pressed down on Ning Cheng without any scruples. If Ji Honglu wasn't in Ning Cheng's hands, he would have already used his killing move. However, when his domain hit Ning Cheng's Celestial River domain, it didn't even cause a ripple before disappearing without a trace. Ji Yangyao felt shocked, and the anger that filled the sky disappeared in an instant. Then he calmed down. He knew that his information was wrong. The one who was truly powerful wasn't that demonic bull, but this young man. Ning Cheng ignored Ji Yangyao and directly grabbed Ji Honglio's neck and asked, "You wanted to kill my sister Ruolan, didn't you? Did you also hit Ruolan?" Ji Honglu felt completely stunned. She didn't expect that her grandfather, named Descendant Celestial River King, and her uncle, Second Revenant Star Celestial Lord, would be here. Yet she still ended up like a chicken, unable to resist. One had to know that she was a cultivator in Heaven's Mandate realm. If you don't want to say it, then you don't have to say it. Go to hell and say it. Ning Cheng's ice-cold killing intent invaded Ji Honglio's consciousness. Ji Honglu shuddered and spoke with a trembling voice. "Yes, I slapped her. But she walked away quickly, so I didn't kill her." In Ning Cheng's hands, she spoke out the truth for no reason at all. "Not only did you seize someone else's shop, but you also wanted to kill them." Ning Cheng raised his hand and slapped Ji Honglio's face twice before speaking in a cold voice. "I don't hit women. Usually, I kill them directly. But since you hit my sister, I'll make an exception today." Slap slap, after slapping her twice, Ning Cheng raised his hand and threw Ji Honglu away. Ji Honglu fell to the ground and immediately screamed in horror. "You crippled my foundation, you." Crippling one's foundation was equivalent to crippling one's cultivation, and one could not cultivate again. In the starry skies, if a cultivator's cultivation was crippled, or if their foundation was crippled, it was tantamount to death. Ji Honglu screamed and instantly fainted. Countless cultivators in the surroundings looked at Ning Cheng in shock. Before, they all thought that Chasing Bull was the powerful one. But now they realized that it wasn't the demonic bull, but the master of the demonic bull. In front of a celestial river king, Ning Cheng easily crippled Ji Honglu. This showed that this person's strength was no worse than any celestial river king. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King's eyes also showed extreme shock. He recognized Ning Cheng the moment he saw him. Moreover, he also knew that this cultivator's friend had abducted his concubine. But before he could do anything, things had already changed. The little cultivator from back then had grown to such a terrifying level, which was simply appalling. "Big brother?" Ning Ruolan, who was still panicking, finally understood that her big brother Ning Cheng had already become a powerhouse. Moreover, he wasn't any weaker than a celestial river king. At this moment, nothing could replace the joy and surprise in her heart. She trembled with excitement. Her big brother really was the most powerful. No matter where he was, no matter what space-time it was, no one could change this fact. Ruolan, Sect Master, has always been the most powerful. Luo Xian felt Ning Ruolan's excitement and reached out to grab Ning Ruolan. She also felt shocked in her heart. It seemed that Ning Cheng was the most powerful no matter where he was. Yes, Sect Master is the most powerful. Zhang Qian didn't feel surprised. He wouldn't feel surprised if anything happened to Ning Cheng. Chapter 720. Who the hell are you? Ji Yangyao didn't look at Ji Honglu, whose cultivation had been crippled by Ning Cheng. Instead, he stared at Ning Cheng with a cold gaze. Ning Cheng had such a powerful cultivation in the Tao of Arrays, and could even cripple Ji Honglu under his nose. How could he be a nobody with such skills? If it wasn't a possession, then he must be a powerhouse from another grand starry sky. Bah! Do you think you deserve to ask who my master is? When this old bull followed my master to the leveled Heart Emperor Mountain, I didn't even know where you were. Do you know about the leveled Heart Emperor Mountain? It's the territory of Heavenly Emperor Chuan Xinlo. Do you know about Striking Order Heavenly Emperor? Even he had to call my master brother Ning. Do you know about Guasangan? My master said that he would kill his way to the endless void docks in the future, but he didn't even dare to fart. Chasing Bull once again spoke with pride. Although it hadn't stayed in the leveled Heart Emperor Mountain for more than an hour, it had already spoken about it several times. Ji Yongyao felt shocked when he heard Chasing Bull's words. He didn't know if Chasing Bull was telling the truth or not. If this demonic bull was telling the truth, then he, Ji Yongyao, really didn't have the qualifications to ask about Ning Cheng. Whether it was true or not, he already felt some regret in his heart. He seemed to have indulged the people of Ji clan too much in the past. Ning Cheng ignored Ji Yongyao and looked at Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, who had shocked eyes and spoke with a calm voice. Orchid Burrow King, long time no see. You should still remember me, right? Orchid Burrow Celestial River King no longer dared to act as arrogantly as when he first arrived. He cupped his fist towards Ning Cheng and spoke. Yes, I do know you. If I remember correctly, you should be from my Orchid Burrow Celestial River. Your name is Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng nodded. You have a good memory. I used your name in Orchid Burrow Celestial River's revolving Jade City. So, I won't argue with you about you injuring my companion beast today. When the time comes, you can just compensate me with some things. As for Lu Yu, she helped me find my sister, so I decided to protect her. In fact, you should know that you fell into someone's trap. That's why you came here to oppose me. While speaking, Ning Cheng's powerful Celestial River domain suppressed it, shattering the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King's domain. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King's expressions suddenly changed. With such a powerful imposing aura, he felt sure that he was not Ning Cheng's opponent. Only an Eternal Realm expert could crush his domain so easily. Many thanks, Brother Ning. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King understood that named Descendant Celestial River King had used him. Previously, he didn't care about the backing behind Lu Yu. Therefore, it wasn't surprising that he ended up being used. But now that he knew that Ning Cheng was so powerful, and came from the Orchid Burrow Celestial River, his mindset had completely changed. Ning Cheng spoke in a light voice. The reason why I did not kill you is because you are not a bad person. Although you forced Lu Yu out of the Orchid Burrow Celestial River and forced Xian Yu to become your woman, it was all because of your incompetence. A woman who doesn't like you and even left with someone else, yet you're still reluctant to let her go. Speaking till here, Ning Cheng shook his head. To be honest, he felt some sympathy for this Orchid Burrow Celestial River King. The Orchid Burrow Celestial River King had not done anything bad. It was just that his methods of picking up girls were truly disgusting. He only knew how to use force. With his status as the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King, if he really wanted to woo the Xian Yu, he could have done it through other means. There was no need to use force at all. In fact, Orchid Burrow Celestial River King truly had nothing to say about Xian Yu. It could be said that he was afraid that she would fall if he held her in his hands, and afraid that she would melt if he held her in his mouth. Even so, his woman still ran away with another man. Even if Jing Wuming was his brother, he still did not like women like Xian Yu, let alone kill the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King for the sake of the Xian Yu sisters. In any case, Ning Cheng was indebted to the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King. Although it was not a deliberate act, Ning Cheng still remembered it. Of course, if the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King did not feel grateful, he could not do anything about it. Go back and manage your galaxy. Focus your energy on proper business. There are plenty of fish in the sea, so why should I have a one-sided love for a flower? Xian Yu and Jing Wuming are both my friends, so you don't have to pursue this matter. If it's yours, it's yours. If it's not yours, it doesn't matter how strong you are. I can talk to you here because you didn't push things too far. Otherwise, I wouldn't have had the time to talk to you. Shang Mao Celestial River King is a good example. He snatched my friend's things and used all kinds of means to get it back. So I killed him. Ning Cheng's words were like a huge drum that slammed into the Orchid Burrow Celestial River King's head. Did Ning Cheng kill Shang Mao Celestial River King? Immediately, he thought of all the boring things he had done over the years. To travel through the starry skies for 2 women, it was simply putting the cart before the horse. Didn't he do this because Xian Yu and Lu Yu had no backing and could suppress them at will? But now with the addition of Ning Cheng, he suddenly realized his own stupidity. To say that he was crazy was not an exaggeration. Brother Orchid Burrow, don't listen to his nonsense. He doesn't dare to face the 2 of us together. Ji Yongyao shouted from the side. Ning Cheng didn't even bother to speak. He really didn't care about the 2 of them joining forces. Orchid Burrow Celestial River King ignored Ji Yongyao and bowed to Ning Cheng with cupped fists. Many thanks for Brother Ning's reminder. Orchid Burrow Yanlang will take his leave. I'll be waiting for Brother Ning's arrival in the revolving Jade City. When Ning Cheng heard Orchid Burrow Celestial River King say the words revolving Jade City, without any hesitation, he understood that he had truly understood. A dignified Celestial River King, looking for a woman who had eloped with someone else, was simply a moron. After Orchid Burrow Celestial River King finished this sentence, he deliberately sent a storage ring to Chasing Bull before bringing out a flight-type weapon. In a flash, he rushed into the void and disappeared without a trace. Failing to persuade Orchid Burrow Celestial River King to help him deal with Ning Cheng, Ji Yongyao's expression turned ugly. Although he hadn't started yet, he already suspected that he might not be Ning Cheng's opponent. You pay 100 million purple coins, and then withdraw from Second Revenant Star, and this matter will end here. Named Descendant Celestial River King stared at Ning Cheng and spoke in a cold voice. Although he feared Ning Cheng, named Descendant Celestial River King could not show weakness here. Once he showed weakness, he would no longer have any prestige in named Descendant Celestial River. In any case, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor would not let a weak cultivator take control of a celestial river. Moreover, the 100 million purple coins he spoke of was equivalent to nothing. For an expert with Ning Cheng's cultivation, 100 million purple coins was nothing. If not for so many cultivators watching from the sidelines, he would have taken out something to give to Ning Cheng instead of showing weakness like Orchid Burrow Celestial River King. Ning Cheng sneered. Ji Yongyao, I think you're still dreaming. Let me tell you, Second Revenant Star will no longer exist from now on. This place will be called Jiangzhou Star from now on. As for named Descendant Celestial River, you don't deserve it. After saying that, Ning Cheng didn't bother with any more nonsense and brought out his Nirvana Spear. The Nirvana Spear swept through the surrounding space and shot towards Ji Yongyao. His Celestial River domain even suppressed it with a crushing momentum. Against a cultivator in the life and death realm, Ning Cheng didn't plan to use any ruthless moves. The surrounding domain started to shatter, and Ji Yongyao could no longer avoid this battle. No matter who it was, anyone who wanted to snatch his planet and celestial river would have to die. At the same time that Ning Cheng brought out his Nirvana Spear, a gray wind axe chopped out. This was his weapon, the Void-Breaking Axe. As soon as the Void-Breaking Axe came out, it transformed into axe shadows one after another. The powerful axe intent vortex and Ning Cheng's spear shadows collided, causing loud explosions to fill the sky. The surrounding cultivators quickly retreated. Once they got caught up in this kind of battle, not even their bones would remain. Fortunately, Ning Cheng knew that Second Revenant Star would become his planet in the future. Therefore, when he fought against Ji Yongyao, he suppressed the surrounding domain to prevent the celestial essence explosion from spreading too far. Boom boom boom. The axe intent stimulated the originally traceless spear shadows, which contained the killing intent of the traceless spear shadows. No wonder you can become the Celestial River King of a celestial river. You do have some skills. Since you use an axe, then take a look at my axe. Ning Cheng ignored the Nirvana Spear and punched out. His fist also formed an axe intent. This was Ning Cheng's killing move in the true cultivation world when he didn't have an axe. But now he used it to deal with an early-stage life and death powerhouse. Axe intent. Ji Yongyao exclaimed. He didn't expect that someone could condense such a powerful axe intent with just a fist. The fist shadows condensed into an axe intent and collided with Ji Yangyao's void-breaking axe, causing the axe shadows to explode in the sky. Bang bang bang. As the axe shadows collided, the surrounding space turned even more turbulent. Ji Yangyao's heart suddenly sank. He felt sure that Ningqing hadn't used his full strength, while he had gone all out. Ji Yoji and Ji Bison, who watched the battle from behind, both had heaven-seated cultivations. Naturally, they could see Ji Yangyao's situation. The two rushed up almost at the same time and simultaneously brought out their weapons to attack Ningqing. 3 against 1, the surrounding cultivators felt a bit contemptuous, but no one dared to speak up at this time. This kind of earth-shattering battle was not something they could see in normal times. Fall back, let's go. Ji Yangyao was ready to activate his spirit technique, but he didn't expect Ji Yoji and Ji Bison to come up at this time. He knew very well that even if Ji Yoji and Ji Bison joined forces, they still wouldn't be Ningqing's opponents. Ningqing showed no fear. His axe fist still raged, while his Nirvana spear once again drew out a traceless spear shadow. As the spear shadow passed by, the surrounding space felt like it had frozen over. It cracked open on all sides and formed a spear shadow. Ji Yoji and Ji Bison had only brought out a single move, but before they could even display their full power, Ningqing's domain suppressed them. The two of them could only watch as the spear traces streaked across their bodies. In just one move, Ji Bison and Ji Yoji rushed up, but Ningqing killed them with just one move. Ji Yangyao, on seeing Ji Bison and Ji Yoji killed, suddenly burst out with a horrifying aura. His entire body seemed to have turned illusory. You won't have a chance. Ningqing spoke with a calm tone. Ji Yangyao wanted to stimulate his potential and bring out a grand spirit technique, but under the suppression of his domain, Ningqing would never give Ji Yangyao this opportunity. Ningqing's voice had just fallen when an even more terrifying explosion erupted at the place where Ji Yangyao stood. In the midst of this explosion, the entire space seemed to have disappeared. Space-related spirit technique. No, this isn't a space-related spirit technique. Ji Yangyao muttered to himself in despair. His illusory figure once again solidified before the explosion engulfed him. Chapter 721. This was not a space-related spirit technique, but a space-related spirit technique that Ningqing simulated using the maximal flame spirit technique. However, it was more than enough to deal with Ji Yangyao. After Ji Yangyao got caught up in the explosion of the collapsing spatial space, Ningqing did not give him a chance to resist, and the Nirvana spear directly killed his essence spirit. By the time the explosion of the collapsing spatial subsided, Ji Yangyao had already disappeared, leaving only a huge gully in front of everyone. In just a short time, named Descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao, Second Revenant Stars Celestial Lord Ji Yoji, and Ji Clan's heaven-seated expert Ji Bison all died. Ji Clan's cultivators hiding in the back knew that Ji Clan was finished. A Celestial Bridge cultivator carefully grabbed Ji Honglu and followed the rest of Ji Clan's cultivators to sneak out of the crowd. Ningqing watched these people retreat, but did not do anything. If Ji Yangyao hadn't wanted to kill him, he would have taken Second Revenant Star at most. But since Ji Yangyao wanted to die, he couldn't blame him for taking action. Because Rulan was fine, he didn't have any interest in killing the rest of Ji Clan. Ji Clan had done many things in named Descendant Celestial River and Second Revenant Star. Even if he didn't do anything, someone would eventually make them pay for it. Outside the ancient Shadow Temple, there were people everywhere, but no one dared to speak loudly. Everyone remained silent. This new cultivator was too powerful. He alone killed named Descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao, and drove away Orchid Burrow Celestial River King Lilan Yanlang. Moreover, this person didn't seem to have used much strength. One could say that regardless of whether Striking Order Heavenly Emperor came back to help Ji Clan or not, named Descendant Celestial River would definitely change. Ningqing flew into the void and cupped his fists towards the surrounding cultivators. Everyone from today onwards, Second Revenant Star will be renamed Jiangzhou Star. Jiangzhou Star will not be controlled by any place and will stand alone in the starry sky. Ningqing didn't directly rename named Descendant Celestial River, because a planet was more than enough for him. He didn't have the energy to manage an entire celestial river. If he wanted to create a celestial river just to become a celestial river king, it wasn't in Ning Cheng's character. Moreover, to give striking order Heavenly Emperor and Chuan Xinlo some face, Ning Cheng still had some sense in this regard. He knew that in Grand Culmination Starry Sky, every celestial river was under the management of Grand Culmination Starry Sky. No matter how big the management was, it was something that could not be transcended. Now that he changed the name of Second Revenant Star, and directly took out Striking Order Starry Skies, it was tantamount to breaking away from the shackles of Grand Culmination Starry Skies. If it was just a planet, then it would still be fine. But if they took away an entire celestial river, then Striking Order would definitely feel uncomfortable. He wasn't afraid of Striking Order Heavenly Emperor, but he didn't feel the need to. For Ning Cheng, what he wanted was not the power to manage the planets, but a place where he could make his own decisions. In this place, he could develop on his own, and didn't have to depend on others. Previously, he didn't have the strength, but now that he had the strength, he would naturally do so. Moreover, every planet was a place where the major forces intersected with each other. Even if there were laws, they would only apply to some minor characters. For those big powers, the law was nothing but a decoration. But in his territory he would never allow such a thing to happen. As long as one stayed in Stately River Star, Starry Sky cultivators had to abide by the law, which was one of the main reasons why he wanted to get rid of the control of others. Second Revenant Star was the main star of named Descendant Celestial River. Whether it was the landscape or the Starry Sky's essence chi, it was far from comparable to ordinary planets. Ning Cheng's words immediately attracted a whisper. No cultivator within the Starry Skies didn't understand what Ning Cheng's words meant. Not subject to any local control, it was equivalent to snatching a planet from a grand starry sky. Would Striking Order Heavenly Emperor not care about it? Would Grand Culmination Starry Skies not care? Even if this person could kill named Descendant Celestial River King, wasn't it a bit too much? It was simply courting death. Whether Ning Cheng was courting death or not, after hearing Ning Cheng's words, the cultivators felt even more awe towards Ning Cheng. A person who didn't even care about Striking Order Heavenly Emperor and Grand Culmination Starry Skies. Why would he care about ordinary cultivators like them? One could even say that whoever dared to provoke this person could easily destroy them. Ning Cheng knew that he would only stay in Second Revenant Star for a short period of time. Therefore, he could only suppress it with great power. After the surrounding cultivators quieted down a little, Ning Cheng continued. Some friends may have come from other places, or some may be from Stately River Star. Because Stately River Star will be under my direct control in the future, I would like to announce a few things here. The surroundings turned silent, and everyone wanted to know what Ning Cheng was going to announce. Ning Cheng raised his voice and said, "First, Stately River Star will be closed for 2 years. It's not that you can't come to Stately River Star, but I want to use these 2 years to reorganize Stately River Star." As soon as this first statement came out, the nearby cultivators suddenly became noisy. Even if they feared Ning Cheng's power, they couldn't help but make a ruckus. Wasn't closing Stately River Star the same as closing the ancient Shadow Temple? Many cultivators came here for the ancient Shadow Temple. But now, this new celestial lord, who had just driven away the powerful Ji clan, wanted to do the same thing. Sure enough, as long as there were benefits, everyone would turn black. Although it was noisy, no one dared to stand up and refute Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng didn't continue to speak. He waited for these people to quiet down before explaining. He didn't intend to seal off the ancient Shadow Temple. However, since he wanted to reorganize Stately River Star, he naturally couldn't let other cultivators come to the ancient Shadow Temple. Otherwise, how could he reorganize such a complicated crowd? If he couldn't persuade these cultivators to leave Stately River Star, Ning Cheng would have to consider using force. After wandering the starry skies for many years, Ning Cheng knew that without his own foundation, he would have to look at others' faces no matter where he went. It didn't matter how high one's cultivation was. No matter how high one's cultivation was, one might be safe and sound, but what about the people around them? If he had his own planet, he would have his own territory. Would Qianghua and Luofei go to the everlasting sacred shrine? Would they look at everlasting sacred shrines seeking intelligence? Just as Ningcheng pondered over what he should do, he heard a sharp scream coming from the entrance of the ancient shadow temple. Then a few figures rushed out in a frenzy. Some of the figures had just reached the entrance when their bodies began to split apart. In just a few breaths of time, these cultivators had fallen. Some of the cultivators who had planned to enter the ancient shadow temple immediately froze up. What was going on? Ningcheng frowned. He knew what was going on. The fallen cultivators had an aura around them, which was the same as the mist-like aura at the entrance of the real ancient shadow temple. From this, Ningcheng could tell that someone had triggered something, and the mist-like aura had started to spread out. The mist-like aura he saw in front of the ancient shadow temple's entrance could indeed tear people apart. As a body-forging cultivator with a starry sky body, he could ignore this poisonous mist, but other cultivators couldn't. Cultivators kept rushing out, and cultivators kept falling. Some of the cultivators who rushed out murmured, "Poisonous mist, poisonous mist. Everyone get out of the way. The ancient shadow temple has a poisonous mist. Someone must have activated it. I'm going to arrange an array formation to seal the ancient shadow temple." Ningcheng immediately shouted. This poisonous mist had come at the right time. Otherwise, he might have had to use force to drive away the cultivators here. Ningcheng's words immediately aroused the support of many cultivators. Yes, seal the entrance, hurry up and seal it. By the time Ningcheng started arranging the array formation, not many cultivators had rushed out. 2 hours later, when Ningcheng's grand array formation slowly shrank, not a single person could be seen. From this, Ningcheng felt sure that the cultivators who hadn't come out had all fallen in the ancient shadow temple. After another hour, Ningcheng finally completed the grand array sealing formation. After completely sealing off this place, the entrance to the ancient shadow temple disappeared, and this place once again became an ordinary mountain range. Some of the cultivators who hadn't fallen began to describe the thrill inside. The body-tearing poisonous mist seemed to have suddenly emerged and swept everywhere in a short time. Many cultivators with lower cultivation couldn't even react in time, and ended up torn apart by the poisonous mist. Ningcheng didn't need to mention the second poisonous mist incident in the ancient shadow temple. The reason why Jiangzhou Star had so many cultivators was because of the ancient shadow temple. Now that he couldn't enter the ancient shadow temple, it saved him a lot of trouble. Friends, if you are not from Jiangzhou Star, please leave Jiangzhou Star now. 2 years later, or maybe less than 2 years, Jiangzhou Star will open to the public again. Friends who originally lived in Jiangzhou Star, please prepare to register your identity jade card. 3 days later, all cultivators who haven't left Jiangzhou Star and don't live in Jiangzhou Star will be punished by new laws. No one doubted Ningcheng's words. Ningcheng even killed named descendant Celestial River King. It would be strange if he would show mercy to these ordinary cultivators. Some cultivators who came out of the ancient shadow temple didn't understand what happened and asked about it. Because of the closure of the ancient shadow temple, coupled with the drastic changes in Jiangzhou Star, even without Ningcheng's reminder, these cultivators didn't want to stay here. One after another, flight-type weapons rushed out of Jiangzhou Star and quickly left. At the same time, news of what happened in the ancient shadow temple also spread out at the fastest speed. The originally densely packed cultivators that were rushing towards stately River Star also rushed out at this moment. Someone had come here to kill the Celestial Lord and Celestial River King, which meant that this matter had already blown up. Sooner or later, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor would come to settle accounts. At that time, it might even lead to a planet-destroying war. Staying in Jiangzhou Star would only be a fool. Many cultivators who originally lived in Jiangzhou Star also evacuated after receiving the news. Gongxiuzhu Beijunyi greets Sr. 2 Heaven's Mandate cultivators, who looked a little distressed, came to Ningcheng and bowed. Ningcheng looked at the 2 people in doubt. He had too many things to do right now. What were these 2 Heaven's Mandate cultivators doing here? Ning Ruolin, Helian Dai, and the others had already arrived at Ningcheng's side. Brother, these 2 big brothers helped me in the ancient shadow temple. If not for them, someone else would have taken away our perpetual moon pills. Helian Dai, on hearing Ning Ruolin talk about the perpetual moon pills, blushed and said, "I'm sorry, big brother Ning Cheng. I didn't know that you were such a powerful senior. I even gave you the pitch-black perpetual moon pills." Chapter 722. Ning Cheng smiled and patted Helian Dai's shoulder. "Little sister Dai, I told you that the perpetual moon pills you and Ruolin gave me were the best medicinal pills I have ever received. Thank you." Ning Ruolin took Helian Dai's hand and spoke, "Little Dai, this brother is right. My most precious gift is still an ordinary pearl hair clip that my brother bought for me." Ning Cheng smiled softly at Helian Dai, before turning to the Gongxiuzhu duo and cupping his fists. "Many thanks for helping Ruolin and Little Dai. If you two want to stay in stately River Star, please stay here and help me. If you don't want to stay here, then in the future, as long as you are in the right, I, Ning Cheng, will definitely help you." After saying that, Ning Cheng took out 2 small jade bottles and handed them to Gongxiuzhu and Bei Junyi. "These are some small gifts to thank the two of you." Seeing that Ning Cheng did not take out any Dao artifacts, nor did he take out any high-grade things, the Gongxiuzhu duo felt a little disappointed. However, when the two of them swept their spiritual senses into the jade bottle, they were so shocked that they nearly dropped the jade bottle. They thought that they had seen wrongly. They repeatedly swept the jade bottle with their divine sense, only to find that they had not seen wrongly. Both of their jade bottles contained the same pill, the Accordance Heavenly Pill. The Accordance Heavenly Pill was a pill that could help a Heaven's Mandate Realm cultivator advance to the Heaven-seated realm. With their wealth, even if they worked hard for another 1,000 years, they still wouldn't be able to afford a single Accordance Heavenly Pill. Not to mention that they couldn't afford it. Even if they could afford it, where could they buy such a pill? For a Heaven's Mandate Realm cultivator, even the best treasure couldn't compare to an Accordance Heavenly Pill. After a long time, the two of them sobered up and quickly bowed to Ning Cheng. "Many thanks, Senior. We are willing to stay here and contribute a little." The two of them had been roaming the starry sky for countless years. Naturally, they were not ignorant cultivators. Ning Cheng casually took out the Accordance Heavenly Pills and gave them away. From this, it could be seen that if they followed Ning Cheng, they would definitely obtain many benefits in the future. This was much better than being a rogue cultivator. "That's good. Once we're done here, find a place to cultivate in seclusion." After he advanced, he would come back to help out. "However, I have to say the ugly words first. When the time comes, my Jiangzhou star will formulate a series of laws. If you violate the law, then even if it is you, I will not be lenient." Ning Cheng nodded. Gongxiuzhu immediately replied with a sonorous voice, "Senior can rest assured. Gongxiuzhu will abide by all the rules set by Senior. Bei Junyi will also abide by all the laws that Senior has set. If I violate them, I will kill myself before Senior can do anything." Bei Junyi naturally did not want to be left behind and quickly expressed his stance. Ning Ruolin asked from the side, "How come I didn't see the 2 elder brothers?" Gongxiuzhu's eyes showed some sadness. Ban Kong and Huai Yushan were swept away by the poisonous mist and were a step too late. Ning Cheng knew that there was nothing he could do about it. As a starry sky cultivator, he could fall at any time. He turned his head and asked, "Ling Fan, Zhang Qianzian, why are all of you here? Are you looking for Ruolin?" Li Lingfan sighed. "Alas, cultivating in the starry skies isn't easy. The few of us have been wandering around Uncle Master Zhang without any foothold. As a loose cultivator or a starry sky wanderer, it was simply too difficult to improve. Later, when Uncle Master Zhang fell, we had nowhere to go and could only come here to look for Ruolin." Ning Cheng also gave out a dark sigh. Li Lingfan's qualifications were definitely not bad, but he was still only at the late-stage celestial novice realm. Moreover, they didn't have any good things. If they had anything good, they would have died a long time ago. Zhang Qian also spoke up. "Yes, Sect Master, we originally planned to go to other places. Because Senior Apprentice Sister Xian." Zhang Qian subconsciously stopped, seemingly feeling that it was inappropriate to continue. Luo Xian also lowered her head, feeling a little embarrassed. Li Lingfan, on the other hand, did not have many scruples. He had a somewhat informal personality, and when he became friends with Ning Cheng's cultivation was still low. He directly spoke up. Junior apprentice Sister Xian is too beautiful, and has encountered danger more than once in the starry skies. Therefore, we felt that it would be better for us to hide in one place like Junior apprentice Sister Rulin, and not run around. Ning Cheng looked at the uneasy Luo Xian, and in his heart completely understood what was going on. Luo Xian was not a troublemaker. Moreover, she did look very beautiful, not at all worse than Luofei. She was once the most beautiful woman in Rainbow Fall Sword Sect. Such a woman with low cultivation would easily attract people's attention and be taken away as a furnace. You don't have to worry about it in the future. Everyone can stay in Stately River Star. Stately River Star will become our lair. Once I reorganize Stately River Star, you won't have to worry about cultivation anymore. Ningqing comforted her. Luo Xian looked up and asked in doubt, Sect Master, are we going to establish the Rainbow Fall Sword Sect here? Ningqing hesitated. If I didn't guess wrong, Grand Culmination Starry Sky should have a sect like Rainbow Fall Sword Sect or Heavenly Tao Academy. It's just that it hasn't developed yet, so no one knows about it. Therefore, I plan to establish a new sect, and the sect's name will be Mysterious Yellow. Mysterious Yellow Sect, a good name. Li Lingfan was the first to praise. Just as Ning Cheng was about to speak, a few figures rushed out of Covered Snow City, followed by many more people. Some of them even had injuries covering their bodies. By this time, most of the cultivators in the periphery of the ancient Shadow Temple had already left. Therefore, when these people rushed out of Covered Snow City, it looked extremely abrupt. Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness immediately swept out, and when he saw the chaotic Covered Snow City, he suddenly became furious. Apparently, the cultivators here knew that Stately River Star was about to change. Therefore, they started to loot and burn everywhere. Chasing Bull, take Rulin and the others to the previous defensive array formation and wait. I'll go to Covered Snow City to settle down. After that, you can enter the city. If something happens, Lu Yu will immediately crush the Jade Talisman. After Ning Cheng gave some instructions, his figure flashed and rushed into Covered Snow City. At this time, he felt that there were too few people around him that he could use. Although there were many people, none of them had the cultivation to stand on their own. Seeing Ning Cheng rush into Covered Snow City, Gong Xiuzhu said to Bei Junyi, we have to advance quickly. Only after advancing can we help our Mysterious Yellow Sect. They completely regarded themselves as members of the Mysterious Yellow Sect. Ning Rulin watched her big brother leave. She could guess what happened and said, Big brother is going to establish a sect soon. My big brother will do some of the rough work. But establishing a sect requires all kinds of details. My big brother also said that we need all kinds of laws. Big brother Gongxiu and big brother Bei can focus on cultivation. As for us with lower cultivation, we can start setting up these details now. Ning Rulin had once set up her own company, so she had a much better understanding of management compared to most cultivators. Rulin will listen to you. Whatever you say, we'll do it. Luo Xian came from Rainbow Fall Sword Sect, and had a good understanding of Ning Rulin's abilities. When Ning Qing arrived at Covered Snow City, he saw nothing but smashing and looting. Rows of shops had been smashed to smithereens, and countless cultivators were scrambling for things. The evil roots of human nature could be seen at a glance. An undead cultivator killed a celestial bridge cultivator, and snatched away his things, only for another undead cultivator to sneak attack him. Ning Cheng stood over Covered Snow City and spoke up. All cultivators who are not from Covered Snow City, immediately withdraw from Covered Snow City. If anyone dares to smash and loot again, kill them without mercy. Although Ning Cheng's voice spread throughout Covered Snow City, it only lasted for a few breaths. The cultivators who were looting still did what they wanted to do. Perhaps everyone was thinking that Covered Snow City was so big, and there were restrictions that isolated divine sense everywhere. How much could a single person see, and how much could they control? Unfortunately, these cultivators were too ignorant. Ning Cheng might be in the life and death realm, but he wasn't an ordinary cultivator in the life and death realm. Even after seeing his warning, these cultivators still acted on their own, looting and looting. The anger in Ning Cheng's heart ignited, and the spiritual consciousness blade lights within his starry sky sea of consciousness swept out. Under Ning Cheng's spiritual consciousness, all the isolation restrictions within covered Snow City completely shattered. The next moment, countless lightning arcs mixed with blade lights descended. Ning Cheng had never specifically cultivated lightning-attributed spirit techniques or cultivation methods. As such, his lightning arcs didn't pose much of a threat to cultivators above the heaven-seated realm. But for these ordinary cultivators, it posed a deadly threat. With his powerful starry sky sea of consciousness, as long as he reduced the intensity of the lightning arcs, his lightning arcs could spread to every corner of covered Snow City. Boom boom boom. Explosions erupted in the air, and lightning arcs and blade lights fell like raindrops. Puff 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 puff. Covered Snow City's sky was filled with blood splashes, and countless screams mixed in with the blood. At this moment, the entire covered Snow City was filled with violent cultivators killed by lightning arcs, while wind blades cut through the looters. Heaven's wrath! All the cultivators froze, whether it was the looter or the looter. At this moment, everyone felt completely dumbfounded, and didn't know what to do. Such large-scale lightning arcs directly killed all the looters. If it wasn't Heaven's wrath, then what was it? As the lightning arcs continued to fall from the sky, none of the looters survived. But what shocked all the cultivators even more was that they found that the entire covered Snow City no longer had any restrictions. Their spiritual consciousness could now sweep through the entire covered Snow City. What reflected in their spiritual consciousness was that these lightning arcs weren't limited to just one area, but the entire covered Snow City. Under these lightning bolts, cultivators were being blasted to death in every corner. The panicked cultivators started to kneel on the ground. Under the threat of death, no one dared to snatch anymore, and no one dared to kill unscrupulously. Ning Cheng took in a deep breath and stopped the bombardment. Standing over covered Snow City, he spoke with a cold voice. From now on, Second Revenant Star will be renamed Jiangzhou Star, and it will be my Ning Cheng's territory. All cultivators who don't belong to covered Snow City should leave immediately, and those who stay will be killed without mercy. Cultivators who originally belonged to covered Snow City should stay in their residences and wait for a new identity jade card. Those who continue to flee outside will also be killed without mercy. In fact, most of the cultivators in covered Snow City already knew about this matter, and most of them had already left covered Snow City. Now that Ning Cheng finished speaking, countless cultivators swarmed out of covered Snow City. Even some cultivators who originally belonged to covered Snow City didn't dare to stay. Chapter 723. An expert named Ning Cheng killed the named Descendant Celestial River's Celestial River King, Second Revenant Star's Celestial Lord, and taught Orchid Burrow Celestial River King a lesson. Then, he changed the name of Second Revenant Star to Jiangzhou Star, and started a massacre in Jiangzhou Star's covered Snow City. The news of him killing countless cultivators spread out like a gust of wind. This news quickly spread to every corner of Jiangzhou Star. In the end, it became known that Jiangzhou Star's new master was not only a starry sky powerhouse, but also a brutal one. Not only did he kill named Descendant Celestial River King and Second Revenant Star's Celestial Lord, but he also killed named River Chamber of Commerce's master, Fuinghe. Covered Snow City turned blood red, and all the cultivators who stayed in covered Snow City died. At this time, Ning Cheng didn't even need to do anything. The cultivators who originally belonged to Jiangzhou Star, or those who didn't, immediately fled. Named Descendant Celestial River's main star, Jiangzhou Star, had a population of less than 100 million. Most of the cultivators had already fled Jiangzhou Star. Almost all the major cities in Jiangzhou Star emptied. Even the remaining 4 of named Descendant Celestial River's 5 major chambers of commerce, along with some major sects, forces, and clans, had all evacuated. Those who stayed in Jiangzhou Star were cultivators with nowhere to go, low cultivation, and no backing. For them, leaving Jiangzhou Star would only mean death. Therefore, it was better to stay in Jiangzhou Star. Ning Cheng felt a little speechless when he heard the news. No matter where one went, 3 people would become a tiger. However, Ning Cheng didn't care about it. For him, it was better for these forces to leave, lest he had to uproot them one by one. A few days later, Ning Cheng implanted the only remaining starry sky essence chi spiritual vein under covered snow city, and arranged various array formations and restrictions outside covered snow city. The management of covered snow city was handed over to Helian Mingzhi, who had just returned. Helian Mingzhi never dreamed that a few months ago, he was still an ant that was sent flying with a slap. A few months later, he had already become a deputy city lord. As for Gong Xiuzhu and Bei Junyi, with Ning Cheng's help, they went into seclusion to break through to the heaven-seated realm. Ning Ruolin, Helian Dai, and the others also knew that their cultivations weren't high enough. Therefore, after helping to perfect the new laws of Jiangzhou Star, they also began to cultivate in seclusion. As for reapplying for the identity jade cards of Jiangzhou Star's cultivators, and taking control of the major cities of Jiangzhou Star, he would have to wait until Gong Xiuzhu and Bei Junyi advanced to the heaven-seated realm. Ning Cheng wouldn't do these things by himself. He wanted to arrange the star-protecting Grand Array. Although Ning Cheng was an array emperor who could arrange grade 8 starry sky array formations, he still couldn't arrange second Revenant Star's star-protecting Grand Array in a short time. As for going to culmination Grand Starry Sky and bringing back Jian Jiao, he could only wait. Jian Jiao knew that he had been to the shop, so he probably wouldn't wander around. If Zhou Zhenkong brought Warren to the Baiqi artifact crafting store and couldn't find him, then he would have to ask someone else. As such, he should be able to easily find him in Cheng Ruolin artifact crafting store. Ning Cheng put all his thoughts on arranging a star-protecting Grand Array. Jiangzhou Star did not have many experts, so he needed a powerful star-protecting Grand Array. However, a star-protecting Grand Array not only required countless high-grade materials, but it also required a high standard of artifact crafting. A good star-protecting Grand Array would have a base made up of weapons. 3 months later, Ning Cheng only managed to seal off Jiangzhou Star from the original star-protecting Grand Array. At this time, Gong Xiuzhu and Bei Junyi finally advanced to the heaven-seated realm under the support of Ning Cheng's continuous supply of medicinal pills. Ning Cheng asked Gong Xiuzhu to select talents from all over Jiangzhou Star according to his requirements, promulgate laws, take control of the major cities, and re-establish the identity system. As for Bei Junyi, Ning Cheng asked him to choose some people to guard Jiangzhou Star, which he temporarily sealed off. However, Ning Cheng decided to leave Jiangzhou Star temporarily to upgrade his Celestial River Flame. His Celestial River Flame's grade was too low, which severely limited the speed and quality of his array formations. If he wanted to refine powerful weapons to arrange array formations, he had to upgrade his Celestial River Flame. Even if the Scarlet Crow Flame was at Nirvana Grade 3, it was still far from enough. Culmination Grand Starry Sky, Leveled Heart Emperor Mountain. Chuan Xinluo looked at the information in his hand and frowned slightly. Sitting across from him was Grand Spirit Heaven Starry Sky's premier powerhouse, Yi Jiufeng, and the premier Pill Emperor Tsang Saiha, one of the 3 rogue cultivators. Brother Leveled Heart, what made you frown? Tsang Saiha saw Chuan Xinluo frowning and asked with some doubt. Chuan Xinluo sighed and said, "It's about the person we just talked about." Ning Cheng? What's wrong with him? Yi Jiufeng asked in doubt. She didn't have a bad impression of Ning Cheng. On the contrary, she had a good impression of Ning Cheng. She could feel that Ning Cheng's attitude towards her the last time they met was quite good. Even better than Chuan Xinluo. Tsang Saiha's heart tightened. To be honest, he felt a little afraid of Ning Cheng. Ever since he saw Ning Cheng's peerless thunder tribulation, he had always felt a shadow in his heart. Although Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor asked him about it, he didn't say anything. He just said that he had met Ning Cheng once, and that Ning Cheng was very powerful. After Ning Cheng left here, he went to Everlasting Sacred Shrine to kill Seeking Intelligence, and break the Everlasting Sacred Shrine's Everlasting Sacred Tree. Not only that, he also went to name Descendant Celestial River, and killed named Descendant Celestial River King Ji Yangyao, and Second Revenant Star Celestial Lord Ji Yoji. At the same time, he announced that Second Revenant Star's name would be changed to Jiangzhou Star. From now on, Jiangzhou Star will become independent, and will no longer be under anyone's control. Chuan Xinluo's tone was filled with helplessness. This was a clear provocation to him. Even if he didn't care, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor would never allow a planet under his management to become independent. At this moment, another report came from outside the door. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor Striking Order and Bright Heaven Starry Skies Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong have come to visit. Chuan Xinluo shook his head. He knew that Striking Order Heavenly Emperor must have come for this matter and said, "Please invite Striking Order Heavenly Emperor and Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong in." Yi Jiufeng showed a smile and glanced at Song Saiha without speaking. Chuan Xinluo showed a smile. Dao friend Saiha is not an outsider. Junior apprentice Sister 9 Phoenix, you can speak your mind. Yi Jiufeng showed another smile. I just wanted to say that this kid has quite the courage. He has the wind-seeking heavenly bull, took away the earth origin bead and the starry sky wheel, and even has the mysterious yellow origin stone. Is it because Brother Leveled Heart doesn't have an excuse to deal with him, so he wants to find an excuse for you? Chuan Xinluo didn't expect Yi Jiufeng to say this. If he had known that Yi Jiufeng would say this, he would have never let Yi Jiufeng say it. In fact, he had been thinking about how to get some benefits from Ningcheng. But he didn't invite Yi Jiufeng here for this matter. Similarly, he invited Song Saiha here to help him refine an extremely important medicinal pill. Now that Yi Jiufeng spoke out his thoughts, Chuan Xinluo showed an awkward smile, and was about to speak when he suddenly remembered something. He stood up and murmured, "So it's him, I understand. Who is it, Brother Leveled Heart?" Yi Jiufeng also felt a little curious. She wanted to know who could make Chuan Xinluo so surprised. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor took the liberty to visit. I hope Heavenly Emperor can forgive me. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor and Wu Hong came over and interrupted Yi Jiufeng's question. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong, please come in. Chuan Xinluo quickly and politely let the two in. After Striking Order Heavenly Emperor sat down, he spoke. Presumably, Heavenly Emperor should already know what I came here for today. Chuan Xinluo nodded. Well, I just received news that Ningcheng killed named Descendant Celestial River King, and renamed Second Revenant Star to Jiangzhou Star. At the same time, he also announced that Jiangzhou Star has become independent from Grand Culmination Starry Sky. Named Descendant Celestial River and Second Revenant Star both belong to Striking Order Starry Sky. What do you think about this matter? Chuan Xinluo kicked the ball to Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. Even if he wanted to take care of this matter, he had to make Striking Order owe him a favor. What's more, after knowing who Ningcheng was, his mentality had changed a little. How could Striking Order Heavenly Emperor not understand Chuan Xinluo's meaning? He pondered over it for a long time before speaking. No matter what, Striking Order Starry Sky is also a part of Grand Culmination Starry Sky. I want to hear Heavenly Emperor's opinion before making a decision. Chuan Xinluo nodded with satisfaction. In fact, although Grand Culmination Starry Sky was located above Striking Order Starry Sky, it had no control over many details. Striking Order Starry Sky's responsibility to Grand Culmination Starry Sky was only to control some cultivation resources, or mystic realms. Because of this, Chuan Xinluo felt satisfied with Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's tactfulness. Chuan Xinluo also pondered over it for a while before speaking. Striking Order, you are the Heavenly Emperor of Striking Order Starry Sky. You can make the decision on this matter. No matter what decision you make, I, Chuan Xinluo, will support you. Chuan Xinluo still left the decision to Striking Order. After understanding the two words Jiangzhou, he immediately knew who Ningcheng was. A few years ago, Ningcheng had climbed the 9x9 Celestial Scryer Tower, and even reached the 81st floor, leaving behind the honorific Jiangzhou's Wanderer. A cultivator who could climb to the 81st floor of the Celestial Scryer Tower definitely was a powerhouse beyond this starry sky. It turned out that it was an ironclad fact. Looking at how Ningcheng could easily kill an eternal-level powerhouse today, one could understand how true it was. From this, one could tell that Ningcheng definitely had a big secret on him. If one couldn't kill such a person in one go, then one should never offend him. It had only been a few years, yet a cultivator who hadn't even reached the Celestial Bridge realm advanced to the Eternal Realm. It was just too terrifying. If he couldn't kill Ningcheng in one go, then in a few years, this person would have already killed his way to the Leveled Heart Emperor Mountain. Ning Cheng had the starry sky wheel, so if he didn't completely lock him down, it would be difficult for him to kill him in one go. Chuan Xinluo did not dare to take this risk. As long as Striking Order became angry, he could reap benefits from it. Even if Ning Cheng escaped, the main culprit would still be Striking Order, not Chuan Xinluo. Many thanks, Heavenly Emperor. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor quickly stood up and thanked him before speaking. Ji Yangyao had gone too far and named Descendant Celestial River, which I already didn't like. Now that Brother Ning killed Ji Yangyao, it's only right to replace him. Besides, Brother Ning also considered my feelings and only took second Revenant Star. Plus, since Brother Ning came out of my Striking Order Starry Sky, I wanted to give second Revenant Star to Brother Ning. This time, I came here to report this matter to Heavenly Emperor, and also to ask for Heavenly Emperor's resignation. I want to go back and help Brother Ning. Chuan Xinluo suddenly froze. This wasn't the script he wanted, right? Why did this Ning Cheng snatch a main star from Striking Order, and why did Striking Order look so happy? Ning Cheng said that he wanted to take it away, not just become a celestial lord. Chapter 724. I plan to hand over named Descendant Celestial River directly to Brother Ning. Maybe in Brother Ning's hands, named Descendant Celestial River would undergo a huge change. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's next words drove Chuan Xinluo even more crazy. With Ning Cheng's cultivation speed, if he obtained a celestial river, wouldn't his cultivation speed increase by leaps and bounds every day? However, he had just said that he would let Striking Order Heavenly Emperor decide for himself. Therefore, he could not go back on his words. Striking Order, you know that Ning Cheng means to take it all away, not just to be a celestial river king. Chuan Xinluo intentionally explained. Striking Order spoke with a clear voice. I naturally understand. How could a genius like Brother Ning become a celestial river king under me? Even if Brother Ning was willing, I would not dare. I heard that Brother Ning not only changed the name of Second Revenant Star to Jiangzhou Star, but also established a mysterious yellow sect. Therefore, I plan to go back and congratulate him. Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong, who came with Striking Order, had no idea about Chuan Xinluo's thoughts. He cupped his fists and said, I also plan to go to Stately River Star with Brother Striking Order. I also plan to visit Brother Ning's sex establishment ceremony. Yi Jiufeng giggled. That's just right, I also plan to meet this Brother Ning. The last time Brother Ning came and went in a hurry, I didn't have the opportunity to get to know him. Song Xiha stood up and spoke. Brother Striking Order, I'll also go. Since he learned about these things here, if he did not go, then it would not be a good thing for him if it reached Ning Cheng's ears in the future. He truly was in awe of Ning Cheng. Chuan Xinluo sighed in his heart. He knew that his plan couldn't work. Therefore he could only say, in that case, let's go to Jiangzhou Star together and congratulate Sect Master Ning on establishing the sect. A few days later, Ning Cheng once again arrived at the planet where he obtained the Fire Origin bead. When he passed through the scorching cave and saw the magma lake, he finally heaved a sigh of relief. Even though he had lost it once, the magma lake was still there when he came back. Previously, Ning Cheng was most worried that the bark-like person would come over and take away the magma lake. It looks like he wasn't the only one who didn't know that this magma lake was the Fire Origin pool. At this moment, the Fire Origin pool was extremely calm. Its surface had even turned into a clear water. Ning Cheng brought out the Celestial River Essence, but the Celestial River Essence pond did not respond. Ning Cheng believed in Dodi's words. This Dodi was somewhat mysterious. Moreover, she also did not have any reason to lie to him. Ning Cheng simply threw the Celestial River Essence into the Fire Origin pond. If it still couldn't achieve nirvana, then he would find a way to take away the Fire Origin pond, and then go back to try it out slowly. When the Celestial River fell into the Fire Origin pool, it was just like throwing a stone into a calm lake. Except for some ripples, there was no other movement. Ning Cheng felt a little disappointed. He planned to take back the Celestial River, and then bring the Fire Origin Essence pond back to Jiangzhou Star. At this time, the Fire Origin pool suddenly roiled. Layer after layer of terrifying heat waves rushed out from the bottom of the lake. These heat waves even formed a visible red pillar of air. The surface of the lake was bubbling incessantly, just like boiling water. There was a reaction. Was this the nirvana of the galaxy? Such a big commotion? Ningcheng looked at the tumbling fire origin essence pond in amazement, and felt secretly startled. He had used the scarlet crow flame to undergo nirvana, but there was almost no movement. Yet the celestial river flame had such a big reaction in the fire origin pool. But this was not the biggest movement. The tumbling of the origin essence pond grew bigger and bigger, and the red pillar of air that rushed out also grew thicker and thicker. In the end, the red pillar of air no longer rushed out, but wave after wave of blue flames. These flames burned the surrounding space with crackling sounds as if they wanted to swallow up the entire fire origin lake. If Ningcheng wasn't a body-forging cultivator with a starry sky body, he wouldn't have been able to stand here. At this time, when Ningcheng used his spiritual consciousness to communicate with the celestial river flame, he only found a faint connection. Inside the fire origin pool, it was as if there was a huge suction force pulling the flames that had rushed out. Ningcheng stood by the edge of the fire origin pool, and could clearly feel the fire elemental aura being sucked into the pool. The fire origin pool continued to tumble, and the fire elemental aura continued to be sucked in. After a full 7 days, the tumbling fire origin pool slowly calmed down. At this time, Ningcheng felt the difference. There was no longer any hot aura around, and everything had turned dark gray. Looking at the fire origin pool, it had also turned clear. Half of the water in the pool was gone, and the water looked transparent, with nothing in it. A blue flame rushed out of the colorless pool, and floated in front of Ningcheng. A clear and joyful aura appeared in Ningcheng's consciousness, and Ningcheng immediately understood that this joyful aura came from the celestial river flame. The celestial river flame had given birth to a fire spirit, but the fire spirit was still young, and could only transmit information through thoughts. Ningcheng was ecstatic in his heart. He stretched out his hand, and the cyan flame with a hint of light blue fell into his palm, jumping around incomparably. A faint golden light streaked across the flame, just like a rainbow in the starry sky. I finally understand why it's called the celestial river flame. It's because of its color. Ningcheng murmured. He finally understood why this flame was called the celestial river flame. This flame looked like a miniature version of the celestial river flame. Whether it was the aura, color or form, it was exactly the same as the celestial river flame in the starry sky. The celestial river flame transmitted a message. After I grow up, I can easily burn a celestial river flame, or even a starry sky. Apparently, Ningcheng thought that the celestial river flame was called the celestial river flame, because of its color. The celestial river flame felt that its master had underestimated it, so it took the initiative to transmit a message to Ningcheng. Good. Ningcheng felt overjoyed. Unfortunately, it was still a grade 1 nirvana flame. If it were a grade 3 nirvana flame, he could use the polar star nucleus to upgrade the flame to a starry sky flame. Although it was only a nirvana flame, it was more than enough for Ningcheng. This nirvana flame was much more powerful than the scarlet crow flame's nirvana flame's grade 3 flame. For him, as long as it could help arrange the star-protecting grand array, it would be more than enough. Putting away the celestial river flame, Ningcheng decided to be more careful this time. He put away the clear water after the celestial river flame underwent nirvana. It should not be called clear water, but more like colorless water. Maybe one day he would use these things again. Even if he did not use them, it would not take much effort to put them away. After Ningcheng left the broken planet, the planet, which originally had a high temperature, turned into a grayish-white, without any signs of life. Not long after Ningcheng left, the grayish-white planet shattered with a loud rumble. Ningcheng returned to stately River Star, and continued to arrange the star-protecting grand array. The star-protecting grand array required a lot of materials, but fortunately he had a lot of them in his ring. Ningcheng refined one high-grade Dao artifact after another, but these high-grade Dao artifacts were only used by Ningcheng to arrange the array base. As time passed, the star-protecting grand array also shrank. Under the management of Gong Xiuzhu and Bei Jinyi, stately River Star took full control in just a few days. As long as one stayed in stately River Star, any city must act according to the law. Blatant robbery, forced buying and selling, bullying the weak, not paying taxes, and many other trivial things had turned into major events here. As long as one was convicted of a crime, the lightest punishment would be expulsion from stately River Star, and the heaviest punishment would be either crippled or killed. In stately River Star, even if you were an ordinary person without any cultivation, no one would dare to bully you openly. Of course, in the dark, one could only rely on one's own caution. Moreover, it wouldn't be easy to settle down in stately River Star. If one wanted to enter stately River Star, one would have to undergo a series of checks. For Ningcheng, he didn't care about the number of people in stately River Star. What he cared about was the absolute safety of stately River Star, without any unexpected factors. After all, this was his lair. With stately River Star on the right track, Ningcheng's star-protecting Grand Array also gradually closed up. 3 months later, with a burst of roars outside stately River Star, the new star-protecting Grand Array finally closed up. This new star-protecting Grand Array, whether it was the main array or the auxiliary array, was made up of grade 8 starry sky arrays. All the materials used were completed by Ningcheng alone. One could say that this array formation was under Ningcheng's direct control. Anyone, even Chuan Xinluo, who wanted to enter stately River Star, had to get his permission before they could leave. After Ningcheng handed over the array card that controlled stately River Star to Bei Junyi, he returned to Covered Snow City to continue building the mysterious Yellow Sect. Covered Snow City originally covered a radius of tens of thousands of miles. After Ningcheng established the mysterious Yellow Sect in Covered Snow City, Covered Snow City expanded by dozens of times. Covered Snow City now had steep peaks and continuous mountain ranges, which Ningcheng connected to Covered Snow City. Ningcheng even took back some of the peaks from other places and placed them on the periphery of the mysterious Yellow Sect. After seeing leveled Heart Emperor Mountain and the other major sects, Ningcheng already had a rough idea of what the mysterious Yellow Sect should look like. Helian Mingzhi was in charge of the main construction of the mysterious Yellow Sect, while Ningcheng personally arranged the array formations of the mysterious Yellow Sect. The cultivators who stayed in Covered Snow City had nowhere to go. They originally thought that Ningcheng would do something to them, but facts spoke louder than words. Not only did the new Celestial Lord not do anything to them, but he also issued a series of laws. These laws were meant to help the weak and to say no to the law of the jungle. These ironclad facts allowed Ningcheng to quickly gain the support of all the cultivators who stayed in stately River Star. These people didn't even need Helian Mingzhi's propaganda, and took the initiative to participate in the construction of the mysterious Yellow Sect. Not only Covered Snow City, but many cultivators from other starry sky cities in stately River Star also participated. In just 1 month, the construction of the mysterious Yellow Sect was completed, even faster than Ningcheng arranged the array formations. As if by arrangement, as soon as the mysterious Yellow Sect was finished, several flight-type weapons arrived at the periphery of stately River Star. What a beautiful star-protecting Grand Array. Did Ningcheng arrange it all by himself? Yi Jiufeng stood on her flight-type weapon and looked at the star-protecting Grand Array outside stately River Star in shock. The trace of disapproval in her heart disappeared without a trace at this moment. Not only her, but Chuan Xinluo and the other eternal starry sky emperors who came here also felt shocked by Ningcheng's generosity. Even if it was just a grade 8 starry sky defensive array, it wasn't something an ordinary starry sky emperor could complete. Chapter 725. Ningcheng knew that he was a newcomer, and he didn't intend to invite any powerhouses to his sect. Therefore, he didn't send out any invitations. It's just that he didn't expect Chuan Xinluo and Yi Jiufeng to come, along with Striking Order Heavenly Emperor, Wu Hong, and the Premier Pill Emperor Tsang Saiha. In addition to them, there was also Striking Order Starlands Tang Yitong, Spiritual Heaven Sects Cheng Xingwen, and Snapping Ascension Starry Sky Emperor Shen Mao. With so many big shots coming to stately River Star, Ningcheng naturally had to come out and greet them personally. Haha, brother Ning. You secretly came to stately River Star to set up a sect, but you didn't even say hello to me. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor saw Ningcheng coming over and greeted him from afar. Ningcheng felt relieved. Striking order directly mentioned stately river star, which was equivalent to acquiescing to this matter. He quickly cupped his hands and apologized. Brother striking order, this little brother didn't do it properly. I wanted to go to culmination grand starry sky to ask for forgiveness from my elder brother. I didn't think that brother striking order would arrive first. Striking order heavenly emperor waved his hand. Brother Ning, you're treating me like an outsider. Brother Ning and I felt like old friends at first sight, and we all came from striking order starry sky. I heard Brother Ning say that you wanted to set up your sect in striking order starry sky, and live next to me. Therefore, I came back to give the entire name Descendant Celestial River to Brother Ning. Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor also agreed to it. Chuan Xinlo quickly interrupted Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's words. Congratulations to Dao Friend Ning for setting up your sect. Sect Master Ning, you don't want us to stay in this place to talk, do you? Yi Jiufeng spoke with a crisp voice and a hint of charm. Ning Qing didn't expect Striking Order to take the initiative to give him name Descendant Celestial River, but Chuan Xinlo's meaning was a bit vague. Therefore he quickly said, I just opened a small sect. I didn't expect to alarm Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor and Nine Phoenix Heavenly Emperor. I know Brother Tsang and Wu Hong, but who are these people? Striking Order Heavenly Emperor quickly stepped forward and introduced them. These three are Spiritual Heaven Sect's Sect Master Chun Xingwen, my Striking Order Starry Skies Tang Yitong, Skyscraping Starry Skies Emperor Shin Mao. Just like his name, Chun Xingwen exuded a refined and scholarly aura. His long beard added a touch of immortality to his appearance. Ning Qing had already known Tang Yitong for a long time, but Tang Yu had initially asked him for help. However, this fellow was a timid person. As such, Ning Qing did not intend to have a deep friendship with such a person. This was Ning Cheng's first time seeing Starry Sky Emperor Shen Mao of Snapping Ascension Starry Sky. Although this cultivator looked thin and weak, he had already reached the late-stage Eternal Realm. Everyone, since you came to my stately river star to celebrate the mysterious Yellow Sect's grand opening ceremony, all of you are my honored guests. Ning Cheng politely greeted everyone before leading everyone into stately river star. Although Bei Jinyi had advanced to the heaven-seated realm, he was still not qualified to speak to the great emperor. When he saw Ning Cheng and Striking Order Heavenly Emperor address each other as brothers, coupled with Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor, and the others coming to congratulate him, he felt shocked in his heart. He thought that Ning Cheng was just a powerhouse who had suddenly advanced, and came here to snatch his territory. In Bei Jinyi's heart, he was even prepared to fight. Once Striking Order Heavenly Emperor returned, a dispute would definitely erupt. At that time, even if he couldn't win, he could still escape as a heaven-seated cultivator. It's just that he never expected that Striking Order Heavenly Emperor would come. Moreover, someone even more powerful than Striking Order Heavenly Emperor had come. These people didn't come to drive Ning Qing away, but to congratulate him. It was a dazzling sight. From this, he understood that Sect Master Ning wasn't a person without roots. As soon as everyone entered Covered Snow City, they immediately felt the rich starry sky essence qi. Although no one asked, everyone knew that Ning Cheng had implanted a starry sky essence qi vein under Covered Snow City. It truly was a big deal. Yi Jiufeng gave Ning Cheng a meaningful look. Sect Master Ning, I don't think even Leveled Heart Emperor Mountain can compare to your mysterious yellow sect style. Yi Jiufeng exclaimed as soon as she arrived outside the mysterious yellow sect. Ning Cheng showed a slight smile. He naturally understood Yi Jiufeng's meaning. He had always treated this woman well, but he didn't expect this woman to provoke the relationship between him and Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor. Ning Cheng also understood that even if Yi Jiufeng didn't provoke him, his relationship with Leveled Heart Heavenly Emperor wouldn't be as harmonious as it was with Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. Seeing Ning Cheng not speaking, Yi Jiufeng continued, whether it's the star-protecting Grand Array outside or the city-protecting Grand Array here, both are truly amazing. I don't think anyone in the entire Grand Culmination Starry Sky could arrange such a star-protecting Grand Array alone, even including my Grand Spirit Heaven Starry Sky. Sect Master Ning truly has a limitless future ahead of him. Jiufeng truly admires you. Ning Cheng sneered in his heart. I don't want to befriend you, Yi Jiufeng, because I fear you. but because I want to exchange the wind thunder apricot with you. Seeing Yi Jiufeng inciting discord, Ningqing no longer bothered to give Yi Jiufeng any face and spoke up with a calm voice. Although my Jiangzhou star is independent, it is still within the Grand Culmination Starry Sky. If anything happens to the Grand Culmination Starry Sky in the future, I hope that my attainments in array formations can help you a little. As for your Grand Spirit Heaven Starry Sky, even if you don't have a few good array formations, I can't help you. This is Jiangzhou Star, my territory. Even if you, Yi Jiufeng, are a phoenix, you still have to nest up. Chuan Xinluo didn't seem to understand the meaning behind Yi Jiufeng's words and laughed. Yes, Sect Master Ning's knowledge in the Tao of array formations would be of great help to my Grand Culmination Starry Sky in the future. Everyone, please come in. This is the guest hall of the Mysterious Yellow Sect. It's just that the Mysterious Yellow Sect has just been established, so we don't even have a welcoming boy. Please forgive us. Ningqing smiled and let everyone into the guest hall. Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong also wanted to make friends with Ningqing and spoke up with a smile. Sect Master Ning personally coming out to greet us is already the highest standard. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor quickly spoke up. Yes, that's what I meant. Ningqing also smiled. Since all the elder brothers have come today, I don't have anything to entertain you with. Not long ago, I found some good wine in a place. Today I'll take it out and get drunk. After saying that, Ningqing directly took out 9 jade cups, each of which contained a cup of clear wine. The rich and intoxicating wine fragrance overflowed, giving people a strong feeling of nostalgia. None to depend on? After Yi Jiufeng spoke up in shock, she immediately spoke up again. No, this is the real none to depend on, and it's even the best quality none to depend on. This kind of wine still exists? Ningqing understood Yi Jiufeng's meaning. After he killed Zhu Zhengfeng, he also found some none to depend on in Zhu Zhengfeng's ring. However, that none to depend on was far inferior to the barrel of best quality none to depend on that he obtained in the cellar. From this, he understood that Zhu Zhengfeng's none to depend on wasn't the real none to depend on. Chuan Xinluo's expression also changed a little, and he spoke up with a slightly solemn voice. It really is the real none to depend on. I didn't expect to drink this wine here. Wu Hong, Song Saiha, Striking Order, Tang Yitong, Chen Xingwen, and Shen Mao all felt a little surprised. Where did Sect Master Ning get this good wine? This is definitely the long-lost none to depend on wine. Chen Xingwen asked with some doubts. Ningqing smiled and spoke. It was just an accidental opportunity. Yi Jiufeng took a sip of none to depend on and closed her eyes for a while before speaking up. Actually, this wine was originally called none to depend on wine. As for none to depend on, I heard that the person who brewed this wine had the surname Mo. Is it because of this that they called it none to depend on? Song Saiha also seemed to be very familiar with none to depend on. Yi Jiufeng sighed and said, it was indeed like this. This wine was indeed brewed by people from the Mo clan, and it was originally called none to depend on wine. Moreover, the taste of this wine has a strong sense of dependence, the kind of love between two people who depend on each other. It makes people reluctant to part with it, but never give up on it. Later, for some unknown reason, the most beloved person of that cultivator surnamed Mo, who brewed the none to depend on wine, left him, causing the temperament of that cultivator surnamed Mo to change drastically. The wine he brewed had also changed greatly. It had changed from a kind of unwavering dependence to a kind of sadness and disappointment. Later, he added the word Mo in the name of the none to depend on wine. Everyone thought that this meant that the none to depend on wine was brewed by someone surnamed Mo. In fact, this Mo wasn't the surname Mo, but the meaning of don't want. Often apart, the heart does not abandon. Gazing at the distant stars, none to depend on. This is to tell others that if they can only look at each other across the stars, then there is no need to depend on each other. Today is the day of the establishment of the mysterious Yellow Sect. Let's not talk about this anymore. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor smiled and drank the wine in one gulp. Good wine, it really is a good wine. Even if Striking Order was an eternal level powerhouse, this cup of wine still gave rise to endless thoughts. The wine that Ning Cheng brought out was indeed strong enough that ordinary cultivators would not be able to bear it. However, the people here were all eternal-level powerhouses, and this cup of wine could not make them drunk. After Chen Xingwen finished drinking, he repeatedly praised the wine several times before cupping his fists towards Ning Cheng and said, "Sect Master Ning, I came here on behalf of the Spiritual Heaven Sect to congratulate the establishment of the mysterious Yellow Sect. Sect Master Ning must be the Jiangzhou's wanderer, who set foot on the top floor of the Celestial Scryer Tower, right? You are the first person to do so in countless years." Ningqing quickly thanked him. He had changed the name of Second Revenant Star to Jiangzhou Star because of the name Jiangzhou's Wanderer. Within the starry skies, having a powerful name was a deterrent. I heard that someone had refined the foreign heaven's arrow from the ancient Desolace abandoned land. I wonder if Sect Master Ning knows about it? Chen Xingwen asked. Ningqing thought to himself that he had no friendship with Chen Xingwen. Moreover, Chen Xingwen had no need to make friends with him. It turned out that this fellow came here for the foreign heaven's arrow. Ningqing wondered what Yi Jiufeng and Chuan Xinluo came here for. The heaven's arrow? I've heard of it before. Why did someone refine it? Ningqing asked in surprise. He would never admit that he had the foreign heaven's arrow on him. It was his trump card. Everyone here could be a potential opponent for him. Therefore, he naturally would not tell others about his trump card. Chen Xingwen did not show any disappointment, but spoke with a slightly regretful tone. So you don't know about it? Yi Jiufeng suddenly spoke up. Let's not talk about it. I heard that Sect Master Ning has an Earth Origin bead. I happen to be very interested in the Earth Origin bead. I wonder if Sect Master Ning would be willing to part with it? Naturally, I will never let Sect Master Ning suffer a loss. Chapter 726. Ning Cheng sneered in his heart. These fellows truly had their own plans for coming here. Chen Xingwen most likely knew that he had the foreign heaven's arrow on him, so he came here to inquire about it. At the same time, this fellow also didn't have any good intentions in passing the news of the foreign heaven's arrow to others. As for this Yi Jiufeng, she most likely came for the Earth Origin bead. Not to mention that his Earth Origin bead had already integrated into the mysterious yellow bead. Even if it hadn't, he couldn't exchange it for the Earth Origin bead. Hearing the words Earth Origin bead, everyone's eyes immediately focused on Ningcheng. Even Striking Order Heavenly Emperor looked at Ningcheng in doubt. Ningcheng showed a calm smile. Does Nine Phoenix Heavenly Emperor know why my sect is called Mysterious Yellow Sect? Yi Jiufeng nodded and smiled. I know. It should be because you obtained a mysterious yellow origin stone. If I had such a treasure, maybe I would have renamed the Grand Spirit Heaven Starry Sky to the Mysterious Yellow Grand Starry Sky. Ningcheng restrained his smile and spoke with a solemn expression. Yes, because of this mysterious yellow origin stone, I managed to advance to my current realm in a short time. You can say that without this mysterious yellow origin stone, I wouldn't have the opportunity to sit here with you. Although I used up the mysterious yellow origin stone, I can't forget my roots and the root cause of my rapid advancement. Therefore, I established the mysterious yellow sect. Ningcheng's fundamental purpose of establishing the mysterious yellow sect was naturally not for the mysterious yellow origin stone, but for Luofei and Qianghua. Luofei and Qianghua both knew that he had the mysterious yellow bead. As long as the two of them heard about the mysterious yellow sect, they would definitely come here to check it out. Chuan Xinluo, Yi Jiufeng and the others glanced at each other and understood the root cause of Ningcheng's rapid advancement. Moreover, the mysterious yellow origin allowed Ningcheng to advance to this level in such a short time. Yi Jiufeng giggled. Sect Master Ning, I naturally don't dare to take your mysterious yellow origin stone. Instead, I want to exchange it for the Earth Origin bead. Ningcheng sighed and said, That's exactly what I wanted to say. I obtained the mysterious yellow origin stone because of the Earth Origin bead. I exchanged an Earth Origin bead for a mysterious yellow origin stone. Therefore, even if I wanted to exchange it with Nine Phoenix Heavenly Emperor, I couldn't take out the Earth Origin bead. Yi Jiufeng frowned. Is Sect Master Ning trying to deceive me? It's impossible for an ordinary person to have a mysterious yellow origin stone. Would such a person use the mysterious yellow origin to exchange for the earth origin bead with you? She didn't say it directly, but everyone here understood Yi Jiufeng's meaning. How could a cultivator with a mysterious yellow origin stone be ordinary? Since that person knows that you have the earth origin bead, he must have killed you to snatch it. Only when he has the time would he trade with you. Ningqing chuckled. When I obtained the earth origin bead, I had not even reached the celestial bridge realm. It could only be said that those with treasures weren't necessarily powerhouses like Great Emperor Jiufeng. Of course, I'm not saying that the one I traded with is a weakling like me. In fact, the senior who exchanged the earth origin bead with me was indeed an absolute powerhouse. I dare say that even if all of us here were to join forces, we wouldn't be able to withstand a single wave of his hand. Is there such a powerhouse? Ning Cheng's words caused everyone, including Chuan Xinluo, to have some doubts. They did not believe that Ning Cheng would meet such a powerhouse, let alone trade with him. Sect Master Ning, it's not that we don't believe you. It's just that your words are a bit too shocking. I wonder if Sect Master Ning can draw out the appearance of this senior. Yi Jiufeng's tone no longer sounded as relaxed as before. Instead, it turned solemn. Ningqing nodded, naturally. After that, he drew out a clear portrait and said, "This senior's name is Tsang Wei. This senior valued me greatly, and even passed on a spirit technique to me. I think I've heard of this name before." Yi Jiufeng stared at the portrait and spoke. At this time, she did not feel that Ningqing was lying to her. Ningqing didn't care whether others believed him or not. In any case, this Tsang Wei did exist, and he wasn't exaggerating at all. Striking Order laughed and continued to help Ningqing out of trouble. Since the earth origin bead is gone, and since everyone rarely gets together, why not trade something else? I'll go first 2 time stones. As for the things we trade, as long as it suits our eyes, it would be even better if you have a body forging cultivation method. After saying that, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor took out 2 time stones. Moreover, these 2 time stones weren't small. Ningqing understood that Striking Order Heavenly Emperor truly wanted to help him out of trouble. Striking Order had always regarded time stones as a treasure. Even if it was an auction, he wouldn't casually take one out. Although he didn't know why Striking Order Heavenly Emperor had such a good attitude towards him, Ningqing still felt grateful for this favor. Apart from Ningqing, who didn't want the time stones, this was a treasure that contained the laws of time. However, none of the people here were ordinary people. As such, they wouldn't compete with each other like in an auction. Song Tsaiha also laughed when he saw this. He took out a jade box and placed it on the table before speaking. "This is an Eternal Emperor Continuance pill. Unfortunately, I had some flaws when I refined it, resulting in the low quality. What I want is some Starry Sky Grade 9 spiritual grasses." The medicinal pill that Song Tsaiha took out immediately caused the rest of the cultivators to exclaim. If this Eternal Emperor Continuance pill was put up for auction, the entire auction house might end up in a fight. An Eternal Emperor Continuance pill was a medicinal pill that could help a life and death cultivator advance to the Eternal Realm. Even if it wasn't of high quality, it was still a rare treasure. Apart from Ningqing, everyone here was an Eternal cultivator. Even so, this medicinal pill still attracted everyone's attention. Just think about it, who wouldn't want such a medicinal pill to help them cultivate an Eternal level helper? Pill Emperor Tsaiha truly has a good hand and a good spirit. Heavenly Emperor Shen Mao praised. Although he wanted this medicinal pill very much, he knew that everyone here didn't lose out to him in terms of competitiveness. Compared to Heavenly Emperor Shen Mao, Spiritual Heaven Sect Master Chen Xingwen wanted this medicinal pill even more. Ningqing needed this Eternal Emperor Continuance pill the most. In fact, Ningqing didn't want this medicinal pill the most. Instead, he needed the Eternal Emperor Continuance pill. It's just that the medicinal pill that Song Tsaiha took out was of low quality. A low-quality medicinal pill would not only reduce one's chances of advancing to the Eternal Realm, but it could also affect one's future development. What he wanted was the Starry Sky Radish Grass. If he could obtain such a treasure, he could refine his own Eternal Emperor Continuance pill in the future. Many thanks, Dao friend Tsaiha. Ningqing cupped his fists and thanked him. He knew that Song Saiha took out such a top-grade medicinal pill to show his support. Song Saiha was his senior, but Ningqing knew that he couldn't treat himself as a junior at this time. Otherwise, it would only lead to others looking down on him. Yi Jiufeng suddenly smiled. I can see that everyone has taken out some top-grade things. I'm just a poor man, so I really don't know what to do. By the way, does Sect Master Ning have anything to exchange for it? Ningqing didn't speak and took out 2 jade bottles. These 2 jade bottles contain a drop of Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence and a bottle of Accordance Heavenly Pills. Hearing Ningqing's words, Yi Jiufeng even stood up in surprise. Even Striking Order Heavenly Emperor also stood up in surprise. Sect Master Ning, did you get this Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence from the Time Wilderness? Striking Order Heavenly Emperor asked in shock. He knew that the Time Wilderness contained Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence, but no one had ever obtained it. He didn't expect Ningqing to take out such a treasure. I want this thing. What does Sect Master Ning want? Yi Jiufeng didn't even care about her face. As for the Accordance Heavenly Pill, no one asked about it. Although the Accordance Heavenly Pill was precious, it was only relative to ordinary cultivators. For the few eternal level experts here, the Accordance Heavenly Pill was nothing. The rest of them even wondered why Ningqing would take out a low-level medicinal pill, like the Accordance Heavenly Pill. Ningqing cupped his fists towards Striking Order Heavenly Emperor and said, Yes, Brother Striking Order. I obtained the Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence from the Time Wilderness by luck. Today is the mysterious Yellow Sect's grand opening, and since I have limited good things on me, I decided to take them out. After that, Ningqing continued, I want to exchange this drop of Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence and the Accordance Heavenly Pill for 2 things. The first is materials that can help my Nirvana flame evolve. The second is the Wind Thunder Apricot. Yi Jiufeng sat down and spoke with a calm tone. Sect Master Ning, your Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence is indeed precious, but if you want to exchange it for these 2 things, I'm afraid it's still far from enough, right? Ningqing didn't care about it. 9 Phoenix Heavenly Emperor, what I want is not a Wind Thunder Apricot, but a small branch of the Wind Thunder Apricot. Besides, this bottle of Accordance Heavenly Pills doesn't contain 1, but 50 of them, all of which are top-quality Accordance Heavenly Pills. What? Ningqing's words immediately caused the cultivators present to look at him in shock. 50 Accordance Heavenly Pills, all of them top quality, just what kind of concept was this? 1 or 2 Accordance Heavenly Pills weren't rare, but 50 Accordance Heavenly Pills, it wasn't rare at all. It was a real treasure. Even if a pill emperor could refine Accordance Heavenly Pills, they wouldn't have so many great heaven essence fruits. Additionally, a cultivator who could bring out 50 Accordance Heavenly Pills must have concocted them themselves. It was impossible for them to have bought them. It was simply impossible to buy them. Is Sect Master Ning also a pill emperor? Song Saiha asked with a blushing face. Ningqing cupped his fists. I'm indeed an alchemy master. I hope Dao Friend Song can give me some pointers in the future. Song Saiha's eyes showed some excitement. Can Sect Master Ning let me take a look at the Accordance Heavenly Pills? Naturally. Ningqing poured out an Accordance Heavenly Pill without hesitation and sent it to Song Saiha. Song Saiha put the medicinal pill in his palm and looked at it for a while before exclaiming, Good pill. I can't refine this kind of medicinal pill. After saying this, Song Saiha stood up and returned the medicinal pill to Ningqing. He then bowed to Ningqing and said, Sect Master Ning, I'm a wanderer in the starry skies. I always thought that the medicinal pills I refined were top grade. But after seeing Brother Ning's medicinal pill today, I realized that I was just a frog in a well. This Tsong has a presumptuous request. Ningqing had a good impression of Song Saiha. Therefore, when he heard Song Saiha's words, he smiled and said, Dao Friend Song, please speak your mind. As long as it's within my capabilities, I will not refuse. I want to stay here and ask Sect Master Ning for some advice on the Tao of Alchemy, Song Saiha said with a slightly awkward tone. Ningqing froze for a moment before reacting. He didn't expect Song Saiha to want to seek refuge with him. Not to mention that Song Saiha was a Starry Sky Grade 9 Pill Emperor. He was also a late-stage eternal powerhouse. With a person like Song Saiha seeking refuge, Wouldn't the mysterious yellow sect immediately soar to become a first-class sect within the starry skies? Not to mention Ning Cheng. Even the rest of the people felt stunned. Chuan Xinluo frowned slightly and was about to speak, but Ning Cheng stopped in front of him and said, "My mysterious yellow sect has just been established, and we need a virtuous person like Dao Friend Song. If Dao Friend Song doesn't mind, can you be a deputy sect master of my mysterious yellow sect? What does Dao Friend Song think?" Chapter 727. It didn't matter to Tsang Saiha whether or not he became the deputy sect master of the mysterious yellow sect. However, the meaning behind Ning Cheng's words was that he was willing to become close friends with him. Otherwise, how could he let him become the mysterious yellow sect's deputy sect master? Tsang Saiha couldn't have asked for more. Moreover, he had always been in awe of Ning Cheng. The thunder tribulation that Ning Cheng had just crossed was simply inhuman. From this, Ning Cheng felt sure that in the future, Ning Cheng's achievements would far surpass Chuan Xinluo and the others. If he stayed in the mysterious yellow sect and became the mysterious yellow sect's deputy sect master, not only would he have more contact with Ning Cheng, but he could also discuss the Tao of alchemy with Ning Cheng. "I am extremely willing. Thank you for your kindness, sect master. From today onwards, I, Tsang Saiha, will be the deputy sect master of mysterious yellow sect." Tsang Saiha hurriedly responded, "How many of the experts who could cultivate to the eternal realm were fools?" Not to mention that Tsang Saiha was a rogue cultivator, who had reached his current level by relying on his own ability. He could naturally peek into Chuan Xinluo and Yi Jiufeng's thoughts, but he had his own ideas. "Aha, good. With sect master Tsang in my mysterious yellow sect, it will definitely take us to the next level." Ning Cheng spoke with joy. What was done could not be undone. Everyone stood up to congratulate Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng's cultivation was already unfathomable. Now, with the addition of the premier pill Emperor Tsang Saiha, the future of the mysterious yellow sect would definitely be bright. Chuan Xinluo also laughed heartily. "This is truly a joyous occasion. Striking Order Starry Sky will have 4 eternal level Starry Sky Emperors, and I can foresee that Striking Order Starry Sky will soar again soon." If Striking Order Heavenly Emperor fell for Chuan Xinluo's scheme so easily, then he would not be Striking Order. Not to mention that he came here to make friends with Ning Cheng. Therefore, as soon as Chuan Xinluo finished speaking, he also spoke up with a smile. "Indeed, although Jiangzhou Star will not belong to my Striking Order Starry Sky in the future, it is still not my Striking Order Starry Sky. However, with a brother like mysterious yellow sect's brother Ning, and with Kai He's #1 pill Emperor, it would make it a lot easier for me, Striking Order, to ask for pills in the future." Chuan Xinluo wanted to say that Ning Cheng's guess was stronger than his master, which would alert Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor already knew that Ning Cheng had a brighter future than him. If he wanted to attack Ning Cheng, he wouldn't have waited until Tsang Saiha joined. Nor would he have proposed to give name Descendant Celestial River to Ning Cheng. Since that's the case, let's continue trading. "I do have a purple light treasure eye. And I'm not the only one with a purple light treasure eye today." Great Emperor Wu Hong chuckled and changed the topic. Chuan Xinluo knew that his words wouldn't work, so he had no other choice. He had tried to win over Tsang Saiha for many years, but the other party had never joined leveled Heart Emperor Mountain. He didn't expect that Ning Cheng would easily win him over. Moreover, it was Tsang Saiha who took the initiative to propose it. This was simply infuriating to death when compared to others. However, Ning Cheng had just started his debut. If he had started a few 100,000 years ago, then Grand Culmination Starry Sky would have nothing to do with Chuan Xinluo. Ning Cheng was pleasantly surprised in his heart and quickly asked, "Does Brother Wu Hong have the Purple Light Treasure Essence?" Purple Light Treasure Essence was one of the few materials that could allow the Nirvana flame to advance. It was extremely precious. After Ning Cheng's Celestial River Flame underwent Nirvana, he had been worried about not having enough materials to upgrade it. He never expected that Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong would have it. Furthermore, Great Emperor Wu Hong said that he wasn't the only one who had this today. Naturally, Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong raised his hand and took out a jade box before sending it to Ning Cheng. Ning Cheng opened the jade box, and a terrifying heat wave surged out. Sure enough, it contained the purple light treasure essence. Unfortunately, there was only one of it. A single purple light treasure essence could at most advance the celestial river flame to Nirvana Grade 2, which was still far from reaching the starry sky flame. What does Brother Wu Hong need? Please speak. Ning Cheng excitedly put away the purple light treasure essence and spoke up. He wanted to ask who else had this thing. Wu Hong laughed. Brother Ning, I feel like old friends with you at first sight. Plus, since it's your sect's inauguration ceremony today, I'll give you this purple light treasure essence as a gift. There were so many guests here, but none of them took the initiative to take out a gift. From this, it could be seen that although these people came to congratulate Ning Cheng on his sect's opening ceremony, they didn't really care about it. Ning Cheng cupped his fists and spoke with caution. Many thanks, Brother Wu Hong. Then I won't be polite. Ning Cheng didn't say anything about thanking him. Wu Hong obviously wanted to make friends with him. If he immediately returned the gift after receiving it, then Wu Hong would definitely have some other thoughts. But now that he received the gift, if he didn't say anything, he could make friends with a starry sky heavenly emperor. Sure enough, when Wu Hong saw Ning Cheng put away the thing and didn't say anything about the transaction, he immediately spoke up with joy. Mysterious Yellow Sect's opening ceremony. This is how it should be. Shen Mao also stood up and spoke with cupped fists with a bitter smile. Although I also have 2 purple light treasure essences, I obtained a flame, and the purple light treasure essence has long since been used up. Otherwise, I would have taken it out and given it to Sect Master Ning. Ning Cheng felt a bit of pity. He understood that Wu Hong and Shen Mao must have gone to the same place to obtain this thing. He didn't continue to ask about it. He would ask Heavenly Emperor Wu Hong alone later. Yi Jiufeng saw that Shen Mao and Chen Xingwen had a neutral attitude, while striking order Heavenly Emperor and Wu Hong intended to make friends with Ning Cheng, while Tsang Tsaiha became the mysterious Yellow Sect's deputy sect master. She understood that her provocation had failed. Even if she and Chuan Xinlo worked together, they wouldn't be able to gain any advantage in this place. Although Yi Jiufeng had a strong personality, she wasn't an idiot. The mysterious Yellow Sect's 2 pill emperors, since he couldn't use force, then he might as well make friends with them. Congratulations to Dao Friend Song for becoming the deputy sect master of the mysterious Yellow Sect. Congratulations to Sect Master Ning for obtaining the purple light treasure essence. If Sect Master Ning wants the branch of the Wind Thunder Apricot tree, it's not impossible. I know that when Sect Master Ning took away the Earth Origin bead, he also picked 2 Wind Thunder Apricot fruits. If Sect Master Ning can give me the 2 Wind Thunder Apricot fruits, as well as the Glimmer of Dawn Ice Essence and a bottle of Accordance Heavenly Pills, I would also be willing to send a branch of the Wind Thunder Apricot tree to Sect Master Ning. Yi Jiufeng spoke with a smile, showing a friendly attitude. Ning Cheng's heart moved. He really did have such an idea. With the twin wings of the heavenly clouds undergoing nirvana, it meant that his strength had grown a lot stronger. However, none of these things were of any use to him. Despite feeling moved in his heart, Ning Cheng still said calmly, Great Emperor Nine Phoenix, there's a small problem with what you said just now. I'm not asking you to give me a branch of the Wind Thunder Apricot tree, but in exchange, if Great Emperor Nine Phoenix doesn't want my things, then it's a gift. Yi Jiufeng giggled. Sect Master Ning is a big man, so why bother with a little woman like me? Since Sect Master Ning said that it's not a gift, then it's not a gift. Ning Cheng remained unmoved. Yi Jiufeng's methods were no worse than Chuan Xinlo's. If this woman was also a little woman, then it would be difficult to find many big women in the universe. He didn't point it out to Yi Jiufeng, but asked with some doubts, Great Emperor Nine Phoenix, as far as I know, that Wind Thunder Apricot tree had a total of 8 fruits. I took 2, so there should be 6 left. Why does Great Emperor Nine Phoenix want these 2 fruits from me? I feel that the 8 fruits are like siblings. Suddenly losing 2 would make me feel a little regretful in my heart. Yi Jiufeng spoke with a slight grievance. Song Saiha suddenly asked, Sect Master, did you pick 2 fruits, one light red and one cyan purple? After Yi Jiufeng heard Song Saiha's words, her expression suddenly changed. Song Saiha acted as if he didn't see Yi Jiufeng's expression and continued, There are 8 fruits in the wind thunder apricot tree. That is to say, there are 7 light red wind apricots and 1 cyan purple thunder apricot. If the wind thunder apricot tree grows, it will bear 7 light red wind apricots every year. The premise is that the cyan purple thunder apricot can't be picked. Once the cyan purple thunder apricot is picked, the wind thunder apricot tree will no longer bear any fruit. Sect Master picking the cyan purple thunder apricot is equivalent to cutting off the possibility of the wind thunder apricot tree continuing to bear fruit. This wind thunder apricot tree is equivalent to existing in name only. Only the wind thunder apricot tree's branches still have some use, but it can no longer produce wind thunder apricots. The wind thunder apricot tree has many uses and can be used to refine many wind-attributed medicinal pills to help wind-attributed cultivators cultivate. Moreover, if you plant the wind thunder apricot tree and the thunder apricot tree together, as long as you have the earth origin, it will grow into a new wind thunder apricot tree. The more Yi Jiufeng listened, the uglier her face became. However, Ning Cheng grew more and more surprised. He didn't expect that one of the 2 fruits he took away would turn out to be a thunder apricot. No wonder Yi Jiufeng stared at his 2 fruits. Ning Cheng felt happy in his heart, but his face showed a disappointed expression. Oh, it's a pity. I actually gave the 2 wind thunder apricots to my companion beast to eat, but it did increase the speed of my companion beast by a lot. Do you still have the almonds? Yi Jiufeng didn't care about anything else. Ning Cheng shook his head. That fellow ate all the dregs. Besides, even if I had the almonds, it wouldn't have helped me. I don't even have the earth origin bead anymore. Oh, that's right, since 9 Phoenix Heavenly Emperor can raise the wind thunder apricot tree. Does he have the earth origin? Yi Jiufeng's tone turned cold. No, my wind thunder apricot tree is about to wither. Since Sect Master Ning doesn't have the almonds, then let's forget about this deal. Ning Cheng's eyes flashed with disappointment as he put away the glimmer of Dawn Ice essence and the Accordance Heavenly pill. He had achieved his goal. Chuan Xinluo and Yi Jiufeng no longer had the mood to stay here. After taking out some simple things for the transaction, they immediately said their goodbyes. After Tsang Saihe joined the mysterious Yellow Sect, Qin Xingwen and Tang Yitong didn't speak much. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's 2 time stones ended up being traded away by Shin Mao, while Chuan Xinluo exchanged Tsang Saihe's medicinal pills for 2 Starry Sky rank 9 spiritual grasses. Ning Cheng understood that Tsang Saihe deliberately gave face to Chuan Xinluo. Otherwise, 2 Starry Sky rank 9 spiritual grasses wouldn't have been enough to exchange for an Eternal Emperor continuance pill. Before Wu Hong left, he left Ning Cheng with a jade strip. Ning Cheng didn't even need to scan it to know what this jade strip contained. It most likely contained the location where the purple light treasure essence appeared. Although Tang Yitong left, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor didn't. Tsang Saihe knew that Ning Cheng and Striking Order had something to discuss, so he stood up and said, Sect Master, I'll go to my residence and arrange it. You and Brother Striking Order can talk. Ning Cheng showed a smile. Saihe, you're not an outsider. Let's sit down and talk. Tsang Saihe waved his hand. Sect Master doesn't need to be polite with me. If you need anything, just tell me. I'm a layman when it comes to managing sections. After Tsang Saihe left, Striking Order spoke up with a straight face. Sect Master Ning, today, Chuan Xinluo kept provoking the relationship between you and me. I think Brother Ning must have noticed it. Chapter 728. Chuan Xinluo must have known that I took the Earth Origin bead and wanted to stir up everyone's hatred against me. I took away Jiangzhou Star without Brother Striking Order's consent. If it were an ordinary Heavenly Emperor, I'm afraid that they would have already fallen out with me. Since Brother Striking Order is so generous, I Ning Cheng owe Brother Striking Order a big favor. Ning Cheng spoke with sincerity. For ordinary Starry Sky Emperors, if someone took away a planet in their territory, they would definitely fall out with each other. Ning Cheng felt grateful for Striking Order's attitude. If Striking Order had used force, he wouldn't have cared. However, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's open-minded attitude made him feel guilty. Striking Order spoke up with a straight face. Brother Ning, I really want to give you name Descendant Celestial River. Ning Cheng smiled. Brother Striking Order, Jiangzhou Star is more than enough for me. You also know that I have no interest in managing a celestial river. If I have the time, I might as well use it for cultivation. Striking Order shook his head. Brother Ning, you are a pill emperor, and the deputy sect master is the premier pill king under the starry sky. Jiangzhou Star will have many heaven-seated powerhouses in the future, and a celestial river is not much for you. You don't have to manage it, you can just hand it over to the sect's people. A big sect can't survive on a single planet. Ning Cheng felt moved in his heart. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor had a point. He was a pill emperor, and had a lot of accordance heavenly pills. In the future, the mysterious yellow sect would definitely have many heaven-seated powerhouses. Owning a celestial river naturally had much more potential than owning a planet. Many thanks, Brother Striking Order. If Brother Striking Order needs any help from this Ning, I will definitely do my best. Ning Cheng stood up and thanked him. He knew that although Striking Order Heavenly Emperor was optimistic about making friends with him, for him to take out such heavy benefits meant that he definitely had something in mind. Seeing Ning Cheng so understanding, Striking Order Heavenly Emperor felt happy and no longer concealed it. Brother Ning, Striking Order Starry Sky's strength is the worst in the entire Grand Culmination Starry Sky. As Brother Ning can see, that endless Sky Doc's Doc Master doesn't even put me in his eyes. Ning Cheng nodded to show that he understood. It stood to reason that Striking Order Heavenly Emperor had a higher status than Guasangon. In fact, Guasangon didn't even put Striking Order Heavenly Emperor in his eyes. If Chuan Xinluo didn't support him, Ning Cheng would never believe it. I believe that Brother Ning should be able to guess that the Endless Void Docks has the support of leveled Heart Emperor Mountain. Therefore, Brother Ning must be careful when you visit the Endless Void Docks in the future. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor cautiously spoke. I know. Even if Striking Order Heavenly Emperor hadn't mentioned it, Ning Cheng would have to wait until he advanced to the Eternal Realm before heading to the Endless Void Docks. However, if Guasangon dared to come to Stately River Star, then don't blame him for being impolite. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor gave out a sigh and spoke. My Striking Order Starry Skies is already lacking in resources, and the only place that is famous is the Time Wilderness. However, the Time Wilderness remained open for a long time, and there was also a cultivation restriction. Although others coveted it, they could only secretly send people to participate in it, and would not openly enter the Time Wilderness. But it's different now. What's going on? Ning Cheng asked in surprise. Striking Order spoke up with a hateful tone. I don't know which bastard started the rumor that the Temple of Time is in the Time Wilderness, and that the 3 perpetual moon time keys have already appeared, which means that the Temple of Time is about to open. What kind of place was the Temple of Time? That's the place where the perpetual moon Holy Emperor hid his treasures. A place where one could comprehend the laws of time. Who wouldn't covet such a place? The Temple of Time is in the Time Wilderness? Ning Cheng asked in surprise. He had the jade strip from Duangantai, but he didn't try to unlock the restrictions. Even if he could unlock it, he would need Duangantai's cooperation to open the Temple of Time. It would be useless for him to go alone. Now that he heard Striking Order's words, he felt a little strange. Ning Cheng quickly understood that Duangantai must have spread this rumor. Moreover, it wasn't just a rumor but the truth. Duangantai released this rumor because he felt a little dissatisfied with him for not contacting him for a long time. Therefore, he decided to reveal the true location of the Temple of Time to remind Ning Cheng to go to the Temple of Time as soon as possible. Striking Order nodded. That's indeed the rumor. Brother Striking Order, are you worried that Chuan Xinluo would take the Temple of Time into the Grand Culmination Starry Skies and no longer belong to Striking Order Starry Skies? Ning Cheng asked. Striking Order spoke with certainty. It's a sure thing. With Chuan Xinluo's personality, how could he let me control the Temple of Time? He wouldn't come forward on his own, but would find someone else to provoke me. For example, the Endless Void Docks Dock Master, or other eternal level powerhouses. Once I get provoked, or even killed, the Starry Sky Emperor of Striking Order Starry Sky would change hands. Ning Cheng remained silent. He believed that Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's speculation was correct, and it was well-founded. In fact, Chuan Xinluo was such a person. Striking Order's tone turned even more uncomfortable. That's not the real threat to me. The real threat to my striking order starry sky is another rumor. 4 heavens and 3 halls are all in my striking order starry sky. 4 heavens and 3 halls. Yes, 3 of the most mysterious halls in the 4 grand starry skies. These 3 halls are the Temple of Time, the Guardian Temple, and the Ancient Shadow Temple. Ningqing interrupted Striking Order's words. Ancient Shadow Temple? Striking Order nodded. Yes, it's the Ancient Shadow Temple. You should already know about it. The rumor is true. The Ancient Shadow Temple has already appeared outside Covered Snow City, which means that the Guardian Temple will come out sooner or later. Chuan Xinluo wants me to give in to him and send me out of Striking Order Starry Sky. He should have thought of the fact that all 3 halls are in Striking Order Starry Sky. Striking Order Starry Sky is not an ordinary starry sky. Most likely, he wants to take control of Striking Order Starry Sky and slowly explore its secrets. He didn't expect that I would choose to cooperate with you instead of compromising. That's why he didn't mention the Ancient Shadow Temple today. Ningqing took in a deep breath. He finally understood why Striking Order Heavenly Emperor acted so magnanimously. However, Ningqing didn't care about it. If it were him, with such a huge difference in strength, he would definitely try to pull in an ally. Brother Striking Order, rest assured. No matter how strong Chuan Xinluo is, he doesn't have the ability to forcibly drive you and me away. Currently, Striking Order Starry Sky, including my named descendant Celestial River, has 4 Starry Sky Emperors. Why would we fear him? Ningqing spoke without hesitation. Striking Order spoke up with joy. Good, I've been waiting for Brother Ning to say those words. I'm afraid that Chuan Xinluo would ally with Yi Jiufeng. If so, we would be at a disadvantage. Fortunately, Song Saiha and Deputy Sect Master have already become our people. It's a great joy. Ningqing showed a slight smile. Chuan Xinluo wouldn't dare to ally with Yi Jiufeng. He's afraid that we would find the Grand Demon Heaven Starry Sky and the Grand Devil Heaven Starry Sky. The matters of Grand Culmination Starry Sky must be resolved within Grand Culmination Starry Sky. Thanks to Brother Striking Order, my named descendant Celestial River will be renamed as Mysterious Yellow Celestial River from now on. Mysterious Yellow Celestial River, Mysterious Yellow Sect, good. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor felt happy to have won over such a powerful ally like Ningqing. Ningqing took out a jade strip and gave it to Striking Order Heavenly Emperor before saying, Brother Striking Order, this is my body forging cultivation method. Since I accepted a celestial river from Brother Striking Order, I will give this body forging cultivation method to Brother Striking Order. In the future, when I enter the Ancient Shadow Temple, I will definitely invite Brother Striking Order to come with me. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor lacked a body forging cultivation method, so Ningqing decided to send it over. Moreover, Ningqing said that he could enter the Ancient Shadow Temple, which made him feel happy. He put away Ningqing's body forging cultivation method and took out several time stones before handing them to Ningqing. Brother Ning, these time stones are for you. In case the Temple of Time opens in the future, it would be good for you to gain some superficial understanding of the laws of time. Ningqing already had a lot of time stones on him, so he didn't need these time stones at all. Just as he was about to decline, his eyes suddenly narrowed and he frowned at one of the time stones. Just as Striking Order Heavenly Emperor felt puzzled, Ningqing took out a Longan-sized time stone from Striking Order Heavenly Emperor's time stones and looked at it for a long time before asking, Brother Striking Order, who gave you this time stone? Ningqing recognized this time stone as soon as he saw it. He deliberately held this time stone in his hand and felt it for a moment before confirming it. Although most of the time stones were dark gray in color, the color of each time stone was slightly different. When Ningqing saw this time stone, he felt the same as the first time stone that Shen Qinyu had picked up. When he picked up this time stone, he felt even more sure of it. This time stone was the first time stone that Shen Qinyu had picked up. Logically speaking, Shen Qinyu's time stone should not have been handed over to Striking Order Heavenly Emperor. So why did it end up in the hands of Striking Order Heavenly Emperor? Striking Order did not want to have even half a gap with Ningqing at this time. Therefore, on seeing Ning Cheng's serious tone, he immediately explained. This was handed in by a female cultivator named Shin Qingyu. After arriving at Culmination Heaven, she specifically came to find me. She then handed over 10 time stones, saying that she wanted to enter the time wilderness again. She said that the most important person to her was in the time wilderness, and she wanted to go in and look for him. But isn't the time wilderness closed? Even if she wanted to go in, wouldn't she have to wait until the next time it opens? Ning Qing asked in confusion. Shin Qingyu had already come out, so why did she want to go in? Striking Order was a shrewd person, so how could he not understand the relationship between Ning Cheng and Shin Qingyu? He quickly spoke up. Shin Qingyu coming out with 10 time stones really shocked me. You have to know that even Sun Fei, the first person to enter the time wilderness, only managed to obtain 4. Because she said that she was from Culmination Starlands Clan's corner city. I forgave her once and even sent her into the time wilderness again. This was also Striking Order's sorrow. Clan's corner city was not a major faction. However, he still felt some fear because Clan's corner city was located in Culmination Starland. Brother Striking Order, can you let people enter the time wilderness again? Ning Qing felt truly shocked. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor spoke up with regret. I only have 10 transfer talismans, which can allow me to enter the time wilderness when it closes. Once these 10 transfer talismans are used up, even I would have no other way. Ning Qing cupped his fists and spoke. Brother Striking Order, I want to enter the time wilderness now. Shin Qingyu went in to look for me, so I can't just give up. Brother Ning, this. Striking Order hesitated for a moment before speaking. Once you go in, you can never come out. Chapter 729. Moreover, with your cultivation, you might end up teleporting out immediately after entering. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor took out 2 transfer jade talismans and handed them to Ning Cheng. These 2 jade talismans are for you. For me, it doesn't matter if I have them or not. Ning Cheng took the jade talismans and thanked Striking Order. Many thanks, Brother Striking Order. In any case, Brother Striking Order and I will be brothers on the same front in the future. As for these time stones, I only need this one. Striking Order Heavenly Emperor put away the rest of the time stones and laughed. This was what he wanted to hear. Brother Ning, I also want to say the same thing. As long as Brother Ning needs my help, this Striking Order will not hesitate for even half a moment. Brother Ning, I obtained this transfer talisman in the time wilderness. You can enter the time wilderness after activating it. If Brother Ning doesn't get teleported out, remember not to go to some dangerous places. This transfer talisman will shatter within a year, and after shattering, it will allow you to leave the time wilderness. But the truth is that no one has ever come out of the time wilderness using this transfer talisman. Therefore, I suspect that there is no way to come out after entering the time wilderness with this transfer talisman. Brother Ning, it's best to find someone else to go in. You don't have to make a trip yourself. Although he told Ning Qing not to go in by himself, Striking Order believed that Ning Qing wouldn't go in by himself. Although he told Ning Qing not to go to dangerous places, he just wanted Ning Qing to warn the people who entered the time wilderness. Cultivating to this level, no one would be stupid enough to take such a risk. Therefore, he didn't worry about Ning Qing falling. Giving Ning Qing 2 transfer talismans was also a way to build a good relationship with Ning Qing, and let Ning Qing send 2 people in. I understand. Ning Qing thanked him again. Striking Order felt satisfied and bid farewell to Ning Qing. His purpose of coming here had basically been achieved. Even if Chuan Xinla wanted to make a move on him, he would have to weigh the pros and cons when facing Striking Order Starry Skies for eternal powerhouses and 2 pill emperors. After Striking Order Heavenly Emperor left, Ning Qing handed over the mysterious yellow sect to Tsang Saiha, and let Gong Xiuzhu take over named Descendant Celestial River. He renamed named Descendant Celestial River to Mysterious Yellow Celestial River, and made him the Mysterious Yellow Celestial River King. Song Saiha focused on alchemy and wasn't enthusiastic about management. Ning Qing didn't expect him to manage Jiangzhou Star. Instead, he asked him to stay in the Mysterious Yellow Sect because his sister Rulin and the others were all in seclusion in the Mysterious Yellow Sect. With an eternal-level pill emperor like Tsang Xihe looking after them, there would be no problem at all. Just in case, Ningqing also arranged an emergency teleportation array in the place where Ruolin and the others went into seclusion. Ningqing believed that he would not need to use this transmission array. Ningqing left Jiangzhou Star in charge of Bei Junyi. At the same time, he told him that if Warren and the others came over, he must settle them down. Warren was a good person, and Ningqing hoped that he could stay in Stately River Star to help him in the future. After explaining everything, Ningqing left Stately River Star and activated the Transfer Jade Talisman. Striking Order didn't understand Ningqing. Therefore, he thought that Ningqing wouldn't personally go to the Time Wilderness. However, Ningqing chose to go. The Transfer Jade Talisman turned into a white light, which instantly sent Ningqing away. Ningqing had already made preparations. Once the Time Wilderness pushed them out, he would let his younger sister Ruolan take his mysterious yellow bead inside. As long as he was not pushed out for half a breath, he would have the opportunity to enter the mysterious yellow bead, and then find a way to enter the Sea of Twilight. What made Ningqing surprised was that after he landed on the ground, where was there even the slightest bit of pushing force? In other words, this Time Wilderness was the same as the last time he entered it. Apart from the faint flow of time aura, there was nothing abnormal at all, let alone being teleported out. Not waiting for Ningqing to breathe a sigh of relief, a powerful suppression descended upon him. Ningqing was surprised in his heart, and immediately wanted to enter the mysterious yellow bead. However, he quickly understood that this suppression was not to teleport him out, but to suppress his cultivation. His life and death cultivation was directly suppressed to the peak of star condensation realm. Sure enough, there were still some restrictions in this place. For Ningqing, the suppression on his cultivation was countless times better than teleporting out. Back then, he was still far from reaching the great circle of Celestial Gatherer realm, yet he could cross the Sea of Twilight. Now that he had a deeper understanding of the laws of time, crossing the Sea of Twilight would not be a problem. Ningqing did not care about the situation around him, and immediately headed towards the Sea of Twilight. Since Shen Qingyu said that she wanted to find him, it meant that she must have gone to the Sea of Twilight. After so many years, Ningqing was worried that something bad might have happened to her. Although Shen Qingyu had entered on her own, Ningqing could not ignore it. He simply could not do such a thing. Knowing that someone had risked their life to save him, he still pretended not to know anything. Or rather, he used the excuse that he could not get in. Coming to the Sea of Twilight for the second time, Ningqing still saw the same beautiful Sea of Twilight. Rays of twilight formed an ocean-like beauty. However, Ningqing knew that this beauty was just on the surface. Once he entered the Sea of Twilight, the time wheel would devour him and destroy him at any time. Inside the time wheel, time flew by in a flash. There was not a single drop of water in this place, and when he died, he would turn into a piece of bark. Ningqing did not stop and stepped into the Sea of Twilight. The endless vicissitudes of time instantly pressed down on him, causing him to fall into a trance. Although his cultivation was suppressed to the Celestial Gatherer realm, Ningqing's spiritual consciousness could still extend further than before. His spiritual consciousness could now cover a radius of nearly 100 miles. Ningqing only walked for half a day before flying up. He knew that if he wanted to teleport to the deepest part of the Sea of Twilight, he had to fly up from this place. Shen Qingyu had told him about it. Sure enough, the moment Ningqing flew up, a powerful tearing force and time blade lights slammed into his body. A moment later, a time maelstrom rolled over and took Ningqing away. With a ripping sound, Ningqing's robes tore apart, revealing dozens of tears. Ningqing's body, however, did not suffer even the slightest damage. Although his cultivation had been suppressed, his powerful corporeal body could not be suppressed in this place. When the powerful maelstrom pulled Ningqing underground again, his spiritual consciousness's range had been suppressed from 100 miles to a few miles. Ningqing understood that the time maelstrom had taken him to the deepest part of the Sea of Twilight. This was the place where he and Shen Qingyu had traveled for several years. Standing here alone once again, Ningqing felt a little absent-minded. The last time, he had come here by accident. But this time, he had come here intentionally. Thinking about it now, He realized that even Xianghua and Luofei had never held hands with him and walked for several months, or even carried him for such a long time. It was also here that he saw Shen Qingyu's face for the first time. It was a breathtaking beauty. Even Ning Cheng had to admit that Shen Qinyu was the most beautiful woman he had ever seen. However, he only had Luofei and Xianghua in his heart. When he looked at Shen Qinyu's face, he couldn't help but think of Luofei and Xianghua. As time flowed by, Ningqing quickly felt the life within the passage of time. Once again he fell into an epiphany. Time never stopped flowing by Ningcheng's side, but it could no longer take away Ningcheng's life. Once he had an epiphany while carrying Shen Qinyu on his back, causing his hair to turn white. Now he once again experienced an epiphany in the Sea of Twilight, but his life was growing stronger and more solid. Soon, Ningcheng started running, and streams of time light started to gather around him, forming circles after circles of law halos. Ningcheng's understanding of the laws of time was no longer limited to the superficial sunset's twilight. He vaguely felt that he was about to grasp a more elusive corner of the laws of time. However, that corner was always a little bit away from him. Boom! A gorgeous sunset glow woke Ningcheng up from his epiphany. Ningcheng looked up at the beautiful sunset in the distance and gave out a sigh. In the end, he couldn't grasp that little bit of distance. Just a little bit more, and he could have truly grasped a corner of the laws of time. That little bit felt like a huge chasm that he couldn't cross. Ningcheng quickly put aside these feelings of loss. He didn't come here to understand the laws of time. He came here to find Shen Qinyu. With his mood suddenly lightened, Ningcheng gave out a long roar and rushed into the sunset glow. The moment Ningcheng passed through the sunset glow, Ningcheng's heart suddenly trembled. At this moment, he suddenly understood that he had finally grasped a trace of the laws of time. Even after such a long epiphany, he still couldn't grasp a corner of the laws of time. However, when he completely let go of it, he unexpectedly grasped a corner of the laws of time. A chill swept over him, but Ningcheng didn't feel it at all. He only felt a fiery heat in his heart, a kind of wildness. What he grasped was a form. That's right, it was a tangible form. Everything had a tangible form. Ningcheng remembered the time when he comprehended returning to one. Light is born from the dark, morality is born from formlessness, spirit is born from Tao, form is born from essence, and all things are born from form. When he understood it, time also had a tangible form. He even understood why time flies like an arrow, the sun and the moon shuttles. As long as one could grasp the arrow of time, one could stop the speed of the arrow and slow it down. When one's understanding of it reached a certain level, one could even grasp the arrow in one's hand and make it stop. Even one day, it's not impossible for you to make this arrow of time shoot backwards. When one mastered all the laws, one could even stop the sun and the moon. This was a peerless spirit technique. Ningcheng felt something in his heart, and suddenly raised his hand to grab it. The surroundings suddenly stagnated, and everything came to a complete standstill. This wasn't an illusion created by sunset's twilight, but a real standstill. This was a genuine law of time-related spirit technique. Feeling a sense of weakness, Ningcheng didn't stop and waved his hand again. Poof! Spitting out a mouthful of blood, Ningcheng fell to the ground. He quickly took out a medicinal pill and swallowed it before slowly breathing in. His strength was still too low. Even if he grasped a corner of the laws of time, and comprehended a superficial layer of it, he still couldn't stop time for a long time. It was still unable to stop time for any longer, let alone rewinding time, not even for a split second. Ningcheng swallowed a medicinal pill, and waited for his injuries to slowly calm down before standing up again. He didn't feel frustrated. He hadn't learned to walk yet, but he already wanted to run. It was a kind of impatience. Just like before, when he had an epiphany for a long time and couldn't grasp a corner of the laws of time, he simply put it down. Instead, when he passed through the sunset glow, he comprehended the real laws of time. Tao was a natural process. Man follows the earth follows the heaven follows the Tao, and the Tao follows nature. Deliberately would not let him make greater progress. He had been too deliberate just now. Chapter 730. The sixth ice wall. When I saw the first time stone, I felt so excited. Maybe I would have never been able to see him by my side. He gave me the first time stone, which made me feel very happy. However, I ended up losing the most beautiful thing in my life. If I could do it all over again, I would not have taken the time stone. I would have stood by his side, even for a moment. If there was an afterlife, I would have told him about it. I would have told him about the wanderer who held me for months, carried me on his back for years, and saved me with his life. My name is Yuqing, and I come from Culmination Starlands Clan's corner city. My name is a homonym of Shen Qingyu's name. Maybe I also have something to be proud of. Others would accompany me until the seas run dry and the rocks crumble. But in the Sea of Twilight, I accompanied him until the end of my life. The second ice wall. When he asked me why there was no thunder tribulation in the celestial Shatterer realm, I no longer guarded against him. Compared to his hardships, it was as if I was soaking in honey while cultivating. Unexpectedly, there was still a cultivator who did not know that there was no thunder tribulation in the celestial Shatterer realm. In the distance, a time wheel streaked across, sweeping the originally flat ice crystal plane even smoother. In this place, any protruding object would be swept away by the time wheel. I will never forget the scene of standing side by side with him at the edge of the dawn, watching the distant sunset. Perhaps that was the happiest day of my life. We passed through the dusk and stood above the dawn, but that happiness no longer existed. The 10th ice wall. It was cold and contained nothing. Only now did I understand that he had deliberately left that time stone for me. Even the time stones that I picked up later were all left for me by him. He is a wanderer who I do not understand. He does not have the greed of a starry sky cultivator. Instead, he has a heart of his own. He saved me and never asked for anything else. Even if I were alive, I would never meet such a person again. Ningqing gave out a sigh. He really could not understand what Shen Qingyu was thinking, to come back here to find him. It was simply an unreasonable thing. Did he and Shen Qingyu know each other? Ningqing suddenly frowned. He suddenly thought that he and Shen Qingyu were very familiar with each other. I hated myself for not being able to see through him when he said, "Between heaven and earth, life is like a white colt passing by, it's all in a blink of an eye." When I finally saw through him, he was already gone. A short life was really like a white steed passing by. If you missed it, then you missed it. It would never come back. At that moment, I felt a sense of pity. No, it should be something that was hard to describe. My nose even felt a little sour. I had never thought that I would have such tender feelings. Perhaps when I let him see my face, I planted a seed in him. Ningqing stopped in front of the first ice wall and spoke. I don't think I would be able to climb it. I never thought that I would be able to walk this far, but I was just a little bit away from it. Unfortunately, that little bit was still too far away. But I don't regret it. If I could do it again, I would still come back. Otherwise, my heart would never be at peace. Just as he was about to move on, his spiritual consciousness swept out and found some words on the ice wall. Ningqing immediately had a bad premonition, and immediately flew down into the ice valley. I regretted that I had started the epiphany while on his back. If I had not started the epiphany, I would have continued to feel that kind of spaciousness and peace of mind. In order to understand the laws of time, I had lost my most precious thing. If I could do it again, I would not try to comprehend it during his epiphany. I would rather be a simple woman, and let him carry me again. The third ice wall. He did not know that we could not fly in the Sea of Twilight. As a result, the time whirlpool sucked us into the depths of the Sea of Twilight. I do not blame him. He pulled me along with him for a few months. If not for him, I would have died in the Sea of Twilight. Although he encouraged me again and again, I really could not walk anymore. I let him see my face, and I even wanted him to stay with me to spend the last few years of my life with me. However, he thought of another person. I think that person should be a very important person to him. Seeing the beautiful morning glow in the distance, Ningqing felt a little worried. He feared that Shen Qingyu would not be able to reach this place. Although Shen Qingyu had come here with him once, it was all because of him. If he were not there, could Shen Qingyu have an epiphany in the depths of the Sea of Twilight, and then pass through the dusk? The seventh ice wall. The first time I came here, I felt very cold. It was him who carried me in, which made me feel very at ease. This time when I came to the ice crystal forest again, I still felt very cold. However, I no longer have that warm and broad shoulder to carry me to help me block the cold. Even if he did not speak much to Shinqinyu, he had held Shinqinyu's hand and walked through the Sea of Twilight for a few months, and then carried Shinqinyu for a few years. He could not be any clearer about Shinqinyu's aura. Even the touch of every part of her body, every inch of her appearance, even her breathing, he was very familiar with it. This kind of cold, for the current him, even if he did not operate his cultivation method, could not hurt him at all. However, if Shinqinyu came here, she would die without a doubt. No, Ning Cheng, who had just woken up from the panic, felt that something was wrong with the 10th ice wall. Sure enough, he saw a concealment array disc. Putting away the concealment array disc, a small space appeared in front of him. Ning Cheng felt his heart tremble. He had never experienced such a feeling before. It felt like a huge ice stone stirring in the depths of his heart, making him feel depressed and sad. It felt as if the softest part of his heart had frozen to pieces. Ning Cheng looked back at the endless plain of ice crystals. He had once brought Shinqinyu through this plain of ice crystals. The 9th ice wall. I finally can't hold on anymore. This place is very cold, and I am also very cold. I have to go. I can't die together with him after all. Fortunately, I finally reached the place closest to him. Maybe I can feel a bit more at ease. Ning Cheng took in a deep breath and swept out with his spiritual consciousness, only to find an ice wall. He breathed a sigh of relief and did not see Shinqinyu. In this kind of cold place, if Shinqinyu fell into it, she would definitely die. Maybe I will die soon. Since I can reach this place, I should be the closest to him. Unfortunately, it's just a little bit away. If I could, I would rather go a little further, then jump into that canyon and die together with him. The 4th ice wall. That day, I thought I was dead. When I opened my eyes, I found myself on his back. He did not give up on me. Even if I was a burden, he still carried me on his back and ran through the Sea of Twilight. Those shoulders were really broad, and I had a longing in my heart. If I could lean on those shoulders again, I would really feel satisfied. His gaze shifted to the simple ice sculpture. He could only see the outline of the ice sculpture, which vaguely depicted his appearance as wanderer. Ning Cheng quickly passed through the plain of ice crystals, and arrived at the even colder ice crystal forest. The bone-chilling cold pressed down on him, causing Ning Cheng's heart to sink. I told him that I'm sorry, but you will have to walk alone in the future. However, I was actually thinking about who the woman he thought of when he looked at me was. If this had happened before, I would not have believed it at all. I vaguely remember his words. It seems that if we don't go, there will be no hope. But if we continue, maybe we can get out of this place one day. Being with him, it seems that there will always be hope. But today, I am the only one here. After entering the ice crystal forest for a few dozen feet, a strong sense of sadness overwhelmed him, causing Ning Cheng to subconsciously stop. He swept out with his divine sense, and soon saw a collapsed ice valley a few dozen meters away from him. The mask on Yu Qing's face had long since disappeared. She wore a beautiful cyan robe and leaned against an ice sculpture. Her unparalleled beautiful face was pale. Digging those ice steps is too difficult. It's time to get out of the valley, but I am still far away from the bottom. I have to go out and give the time stones to them. I don't like to owe others, even if it's my family. After giving the time stones, I chose to come back here again. I feel calm in my heart. Even if I fall, my heart has already fallen here. I have no way to do things that have nothing to do with this. There is no other way. Nothing, no one, can stop my impulses. Rows of clear and graceful handwriting appeared in front of his eyes. The familiar aura made Ning Cheng 100% sure that this was carved by Shinqinyu. The 5th ice wall. Today, I crossed the Sea of Twilight again. I just wanted to find him. When I first came in, I didn't think much about it. I just wanted to find him. I didn't even think about what would happen after I found him. After coming here, I realized that without him, I would never be able to live happily again. Yu Qing, where did Yu Qing go? Ningqing felt an impulse in his heart. He wanted to use all his essence, blood and lifespan to perform a time reincarnation, returning time to the time before Yu Qing entered this place. He wanted to find Yu Qing on the way to Culmination Starland and tell her everything. He found that he couldn't bear this kind of emotion at all. He just did what he thought he should do. I'm sorry. Ningqing walked forward with blurred eyes and carefully picked up Yu Qing. I always thought of myself as a rational person, but at that moment, I had the urge to rush down and save him. I didn't teleport away. Instead, I dug one ice step after another in the ice valley. I always thought that maybe one day, I could dig the ice steps to the bottom of the valley and find him. Ningqing's heart sank completely. Yu Qing did not have any signs of life. He didn't know how long she had fallen. Some of the ice flowers fell on Yu Qing's black hair and eyelashes, looking like white pearl flowers, which made her look even more miserable. If Shen Qingyu couldn't come here, then even he wouldn't be able to find Shen Qingyu in the boundless sea of twilight, which also had restrictions on his spiritual consciousness. You're tuning in to the Li Mei's Wuxia Whispers YouTube channel. We're so grateful for your support, and don't forget to subscribe to join us on this incredible journey through captivating stories. Your generosity through donations truly makes a world of difference, as it's the primary source of revenue that allows me to expand and enhance this channel for you. Thank you from the bottom of my heart for being a part of this adventure.